fans to David E. Hastings Stadium. A beautiful night for some Sunday night baseball. We've got a fantastic matchup here for you tonight. Your Guelph Royals taking on the visiting Barrie Baycats. I'm Joshua Waldman, joined by the one and only Neil Sriwastava. And Neil, what can you tell us about tonight's matchup?
Two teams that are coming off walk-off victories in the last ninth inning here for both teams. Of course, the Royals within the 10th. But the Baycats did the same thing to the Chatham Kent Barnstormers. It's been a wacky weekend in the ninth inning for the inter-county so far this weekend. So all bets are off. I would not be expected, if you want to tune in late, come around the ninth inning, you might see a good finish to a ball game here. You got two great pitchers on the hill tonight, and Jacob Cush and Cesar Rosado. Of course, Rosado, the reigning player, the pitcher of the week. Jacob Cush was the pitcher of the week a couple of weeks ago as well. So you're in for a very talented, very experienced team with two guys that have had professional baseball experience as well.
Plenty of award-winning experience on those Baycats as well. I mean, you got All-Stars, you got Rookie of the Years, you got awards up and down that lineup. And the Royals coming off, like you said, a massive walk-off victory over the Hamilton Cardinals last night. Bottom of the 10th, Evan Ash came through, and the Royals were able to go to a dramatic victory. And like you mentioned, the starting pitcher for the Royals tonight, Jacob Cush. He's having himself quite the season, an early season pickup. The Guelph native has been lights out so far. 1.55 ERA, 39 strikeouts on the season, and his last start, a game on Canada Day against the Brantford Red Sox, 5 innings pitched. He gave up 2 hits and 2 walks and struck out 7. I mean, he has just been absolutely fantastic. I'm at a loss for words. He's really.
Cush has been a fantastic. Rosado has been a very effective as well. So it's going to be a great performance, and just see which team can disrupt the other team's starting pitcher out of their groove here early. Of course, game time temperature is a balmy 27 degrees. I'm okay with the fan blowing like crazy up here after doing a 9-inning ball game in a very, very hot and humid Brantford Arnold Anderson Stadium this afternoon. So yeah, we're okay with that. Let the fan go. It should be a great night for baseball.
Yeah, should cool off as the game goes on. Of course, still plenty of game left to be played. First inning yet to get underway. It should be a real pitcher's duel. 2 aces going head-to-head. Of course, we'll talk a bit more about Cesar Rosado coming up later. Leading off for the visiting Barrie Baycats tonight will be the center fielder, Knis Ijo, followed by shortstop Brandon Hernandez in his first ever IBL game.
Yeah, the newcomer getting his first start tonight. Then Noel Margary Doyle is batting third. Hayden Jaco, the catcher, is batting fourth, who's been tearing the cover off the baseball. It's a ridiculously high batting average this year. Great job for Jaco. Of course, he was a former Rookie of the Year in the league. Noel Maciobroda is batting fifth. Ryan Rio is batting sixth. Royce Andro is batting seventh. Adam Ott in eighth. And Ricky Phillips in left field is batting ninth for the Baycats.
Knis Ijo to lead things off against Cush here. Ijo, an IBL second-team All-Star last season, comes into tonight.
He made an absolutely crazy highlight reel catch on Thursday night. Like, he had no business catching that baseball, but I think one of his buddies actually tagged me on Instagram. He said that was that moment from Captain America where the Avengers where he says, "Cap, on your left." And pretty much that was Ijo's role in that movie. I got to clip it out and probably put the audio to see how it would sync up. I think he was on to something there. And that first pitch is in there for a strike, and we're underway. First pitch was at 7:34 tonight. So we're not too far off.
Not too bad at all.
Appeal down to first. Did he go around on it? Doesn't look like they're going to appeal that, so I'm guessing that was a ball.
Yeah, should be 1 ball, 1 strike, the count on Ijo. Cush shakes off the first sign, sees something he likes from Joseph Del Rosario, gets set, and delivers. Big swing and a miss there by Ijo.
Actually, that was a strike.
Yeah, I guess it was a strike. He did go around, and definitely went around with that swing there. 3 pitches, 3 strikes, and a very quick first out for the Guelph Royals.
Nice to keep Ijo off the base pass. He's got lots of speed as well, so he can hurt you in many ways.
9 stolen bases so far this season, but he heads back to the dugout. That'll bring up the newcomer, Brandon Hernandez, signed quite literally 2 days ago.
Yep.
And now his first game, his first start, batting second in this lineup. First pitch in for a strike, the 0-1 from Kush. That one in on the hands of Hernandez. Most certainly a ball.
And it starts at home so far this year. Kush has kind of struggled in that first inning to find the strike zone. Looks like he's settling down much better this time, though.
He's going to line that one into short right field. He'll settle for a single. Looks like a shin guard pops off. He was moving with quite a bit of speed there. Ashton Patterson gets to it, holds him at first, so it would be a 1-out single for the newcomer. His first IBL game, his first start, and his first hit. Great stuff from the newcomer. Now up to bat, the right fielder, Noel McGarry-Doyle. First pitch of fastball down and in for a ball.
I don't know if guys at this level keep baseballs like that, but, I would probably want to keep it just, but, especially when it's your first hit in a new league.
Momentous occasion.
Might cost me $10 to keep the baseball, but,
Yeah, why not? Why not celebrate? Big swing and a miss there from McGarry-Doyle. 1 ball, 1 strike the count. Kush gets set. Tries to pick off Hernandez.
The first disengagement charge to him on the at-bat here to Noel McGarry-Doyle. Of course, Noel McGarry-Doyle had a great year at the collegiate level once again. Hoping to get his name called soon in this draft that's coming up very shortly.
In his 4th year with Barrie now. Ball pops loose, but Joseph Del Rosario right there. Hernandez not going to chance it, especially against someone like Del Rosario, who's got a cannon for an arm and lethal precision. McGarry-Doyle, a triple, 10 RBIs, 7 stolen bases so far this season, rocking a .458 average, and he'll foul that fastball back.
Count a little too far out. Ellis can't make a play on that one.
2-2 now the count. 1 out, runner on first. No score yet here in the top of the first. Kush winds up and delivers. Fastball right down the middle, leaves Noel McGarry-Doyle looking. His second strikeout of the inning. And that'll bring up the ever-dangerous Hayden Jaco.
Jaco batting .377 on the season so far. Of course, he was a Rookie of the Year when he was with the London Majors way back when. Well, not that far back, I think 3 or 4 years back.
2021.
2021. My brain does work a little bit, maybe with a little sunburnt, but we're okay.
Yeah, Rookie of the Year, also a second-team All-Star that year. Right now, like you mentioned, .377 average, leads the league. And in addition, he's got not too bad, just 3 home runs, 10 RBIs.
Yeah, just casually having a great year as a catcher. Of course, he does have a ring with the London Majors when they won that championship in 2021 as well.
A key piece and a big pickup for the Baycats. Kush throws on to first. Wasn't able to pick off Hernandez. Count 1-0. Pitch from Kush. Breaking ball on the inside of the plate. Called a strike.
So plate umpire Chris Walters, a veteran of this league, has usually it tends to have a generous strike zone.
We'll have to see.
A very fair strike zone, though. So.
How both teams respond to that as things go on. Ball pops loose. Del Rosario throw onto Ohashi at second, but not in time. Brandon Hernandez has got now in his first ever start, his first ever game, he's got his first ever IBL hit, and now his first ever stolen base, all within the same inning.
Yeah, there you go.
Whole lot of firsts. The count, 2 balls, 1 strike.
Of course, there's 2 other games under, well, actually, I guess one game should be finished, and London and Kitchener should be getting into their second game of their doubleheader shortly. I haven't looked at the score yet. Of course, this afternoon, Hamilton defeated Toronto.
10-5, if I'm not mistaken.
10-5, yep. And then, of course, Welland came back after the Red Sox had a 6-1 lead in the 9th inning to win that game 8-7.
Some pretty amazing action in the IBL this weekend. That one caught the outside corner, says home plate umpire Chris Walters. 3-2 now the count, 2 outs, and the speedy Hernandez at second.
Got Tak Matsuda at first, and we got Jamie Killingsworth, the local umpire, Guelph native, former CKCO sports person. Jamie Killingsworth now at third base.
Hernandez will be going. Jaco's going to fly that one out to center field. Hernandez will run in, and already the Baycats off to an early lead. Hernandez picks up his first ever run here in his first ever game. RBI single by Hayden Jaco. Breaks the score open 1-0 for the Baycats.
That'll bring up Noah Makiabrota now. Makiabrota batting .320 on the season. Had an absolute monster home run the last time he was here, so hope he warned the folks on Kathleen Street this time.
Good start to his rookie season with the Baycats. Foul tipped that one off into the glove of Joseph Del Rosario. No balls, 1 strike, the count. Runner not going as that one fouled off. 2 strikes against Makiabrota. Kush gets a sign he likes, gets set and delivers. Big swing and a miss from Makiabrota. 3 strikeouts in the inning from Jacob Kush, but the damage already done. That RBI single by Hayden Jaco cashing in Hernandez puts the Baycats up 1-0 as we head in to the bottom of the first. Welcome back to David E. Hastings Stadium. Bottom of the first there, and the Royals are now due up to bat. Leading off shortstop Brando LaRue, followed by second baseman Ryosuke Ohashi, center fielder J.D. Williams, and first baseman Garrett Takamatsu to follow. Josh Garden batting in the 5-hole, followed by third baseman Mark Nellis, left fielder Ethan Hammond, Joseph Del Rosario in 8th, and in 9th, the roadrunner Ashton Patterson. This will be our first look at the rookie Cesar Rosado. 174 ERA, 44 strikeouts, and 4 wins. A dominant start to the season for him. First pitch, a fastball outside, 1-0 the count.
Rosado, once he gets settled in, is very hard to get hits off of later in the stages here, so if the Royals are going to do anything, they got to get to him early here.
Another fastball and outside once more. Brings the count up to 2-0. Brando LaRue very patient so far, waiting for a pitch that he likes. Rosado gets set. The windup and the pitch. Outside once more. 3 balls, no strikes, the count against Brando LaRue.
And it's got to be hard for Rosado, too, because his whole routine got thrown off. The bus got here late, traffic and everything else. And, of course, he's just got to rush out there, get his warm-ups in, and just try to get loose and then go out there and try to throw strikes here in the bottom half of the inning.
Do what you can with a messed-up schedule, yeah. No doubt about that one. Right down the middle, but Brando LaRue, very patient.
Cesar Rosado is pitching Tammy Bedford. Thanks for the chat notification.
That one in on the hands of LaRue. He'll take it, and he'll take the walk as well.
LaRue gets the free pass. Royals have got the leadoff man aboard for Ohashi coming up to bat now. Ohashi's got his average up to 315 tonight.
4 RBIs, 7 doubles on the season so far. Has most certainly become a fan favorite early on in his tenure with the Royals. LaRue, a cautious lead over at first. He's not going. First pitch to Ohashi. Breaking ball down the middle. No balls, 1 strike.
Ohashi and company just going to have to put the ball in play here and maybe play a little bit of small ball here too.
Do what you can.
Especially with all the speed they've got.
Mm-hmm. That ball outside, 1-1. Yeah, plenty of speed, plenty of agility up and down this Royals lineup tonight. Of course, 2 standout stars, J.D. Williams and Ashton Patterson, come to mind when you want to talk about speed in this Royals lineup. 2 of the fastest in the IBL. The 1-1 from Rosado. Tipped up to second. Hernandez tags the bag. He'll get Brando LaRue out, but that'll be all.
I think Hernandez just realized how far up the line Ohashi was, and yeah, there's no point in throwing it over. If I rush the throw, I make a bad throw. Ohashi's at second base, if not third.
A little chopper down the middle of the diamond. Rosado couldn't get to it, but it was second baseman Roy Sando flipping it on to the charging Hernandez, and 1 is all they'll get.
Yep. LaRue retired 4-6 on the fielder's choice. And now J.D. Williams will bat with a runner on and 1 away.
A slider. Called a strike. 0-1 the count. J.D. Williams, former Cincinnati Reds prospect. 333 average on the season. 23 RBIs. And we mentioned his speed. He's got 8 stolen bases so far this season as he fouls that one back. No balls, 2 strikes.
He was asking about the pitch before, if it was on the swing or it was just on where it was in the zone. Definitely wasn't on the foul ball.
Rosado checks on Ohashi at first. Gets set. Delivers the 0-2. A nasty curveball.
That had some tails on it. Oof.
Crazy stuff, and it makes sense why he was pitcher of the week not too long ago. But that'll bring up first baseman Garrett Takamatsu.
Takamatsu batting .274 on the season so far.
Didn't have the best night at bat last night, but hey, heading into this game, 14 RBIs, but someone just got tossed. J.D. Williams got tossed.
Get some music on.
Yeah, there's a lot of anger in the eyes of J.D. Williams. Not pleased with the officiating crew, and manager Dino Ramel out to have a discussion with Chris Walters. Something you don't want to see, especially early in this game, and we were just talking about how good J.D. Williams has been for this Royals team. And I think
Unfortunately, now he's going to be watching the rest of it from the sideline somewhere.
Yeah, you mentioned he wasn't agreeing with that early call. That might have done him in.
Now we'll see a new center fielder, obviously, for the Royals in the next half inning. Likely Patterson moves over to center, and we'll have either a new left fielder or a new right fielder. If not both, depending on what they're going to do here.
Plenty of depth on that Royals bench. We'll have to see who comes out to play. As after a crazy couple minutes, we'll get back to the real action. 2 outs. Ohashi at first, and Garrett Takamatsu takes his time. He's going to take a quick timeout. Ohashi starts moving forward. He's not going to go. Takamatsu swings. Pardon me, didn't get the bat around too much. That's going to be a 1-0 count. Big swing and a miss from Takamatsu there. Evens the count up at 1-1. Ohashi has shown signs of going, but hasn't gone just yet. He's got deceptive agility as he takes a cautious lead over at first. Rosado not throwing over. Takamatsu fouls that one off. Looks like that'll be a freezy for a young fan.
Yep, somebody was looking for it underneath the tree there and then backed away.
1-2 the count, 2 outs. Ohashi down at first. Nolan Machiabrota playing in a bit. Rest of the infield for the Baycats is out as Takamatsu fouls that one off, stays alive. One to the count, and he's looking to get a little more pine tar, a little bit of stuff on the bat to give him some more grip. And on those last 2 fouls, it looked like he wasn't getting a good hold of the bat. Yeah, it wasn't comfortable.
Well, sometimes it's just, if the bat's been getting moisture during batting practice or something like that, it could just be slipping out of the bottom of his hand here too. So you'd reapply some pine tar and we'll go back at it.
1-2. Rosado checks on Ohashi, gets set. Ohashi is going. Takamatsu sends that one up to Hernandez. He's going to flip it on to Machiabrota at first, and that'll do it for the first inning. Royals leave a runner stranded as we head into the second inning. It'll be interesting to see who comes in the outfield. Back here at Hastings, we've got quite the matchup going on here. Barrie Baycats up 1-0 over your Guelph Royals, and after J.D. Williams was ejected after a heated argument with plate umpire Chris Walters, it'll be David Stanley coming into the game. He'll head over to right. Ashton Patterson moves over to center, and that will be that as we get the second inning started. First pitch in for a strike by, pardon me, a ball. Looked like that one caught the zone, but my eyes were deceived.
Rio hits this one down on a bullet at Takamatsu.
No trouble at all. Takes it to the bag himself. One up, one down. Royce Ando up to bat now for the Baycats. Ando in his 4th year with Barrie, 188 average, 3 RBIs, and 2 walks so far this season. Mark Nellis playing in at third. Rest of the infield is out towards the edge of the grass, and a nasty slider there from Jacob Cush. 0-1 the count. Not wasting any time. Back with the second. Joseph De Rosario appeals to Matsuda at first, the first base umpire. No swing is the call. 1-1 the count, and Cush right back at it.
Says, I'm not going to get that far outside. Okay, so I'll paint the other side of the plate with the black here.
1-2 the count. Ando chops it over to Nellis at third. Beautiful diving throw onto Takamatsu at first. Gets him in time. Garrett Takamatsu with a Vladimir Guerrero Jr.-esque splits down at first.
That looked painful just on the splits itself, but Takamatsu did a great job to reach out and glove that one and get back up after that one.
A highlight reel play all around. The spinning, diving and spinning throw from Mark Nellis. Usually plays outfield, but tonight he's starting at third.
Nice to have some versatile younger guys on this team that can play various positions for Ranger Dina Rommel. That one's ball 1 to Adam Odd.
Odd starting at third base tonight. Was a first-team All-Star last year. This is his 7th year in the IBL. 11 RBIs, 2 home runs on the season so far.
Of course, he started his career with the Burlington Bandits, and he went to the Maple Leafs for a few years. And came into Barrie, and last year, wasn't sure he was going to play last year. Had a talk with Josh Matlow, the manager, and Matlow just promised him, hey, you're going to be a big part of what we're doing here, so stick with it.
He most certainly was. With that aforementioned all-star call, Cush now painting the corners, count up to 2-2 on Odd. And he is right back at it. That ball bounced up to Ohashi, no trouble at all. Tosses it to Takamatsu at first, and that will do it. 3 up, 3 down goes the Baycats side. Cush retires them all in order as we head in to the bottom of the second. back here for the bottom of the second inning. Leading things off for the Guelph Royals, it's Garten Mania himself, Josh Garten, doing as he always does, chatting up the umpire, chatting up the catcher, in this case Hayden Jaco. A friendly giant. He has been absolutely tearing the cover off the ball so far this season. 353 average, 7 home runs, 20 RBIs for the Guelph native.
He was in Buffalo this afternoon at the Savannah Bananas game, actually.
Made it back just in time as he sends that one down for a single into left. Garten on board. 1 pitch is all he needed. And that will bring up third baseman Mark Nellis.
Nellis the bat with 1 on and nobody away here. Nellis is batting .340 on the season so far. Looking to move Garten around.
2 RBIs, 4 doubles for the 18-year-old. Garten, despite his size, very sneakily speedy, as that one tapped right over to the third baseman Adam Odd, flips it on to first. But he does
great
what he
anticipation by Adam Odd on that play. He read that ball was going off the top of the bat, adjusted, made it a couple more steps in on the infield before camping under and able to throw that one out just in time to get the speedster Nellis down the line.
Like I was saying, Nellis did what he had to do, advance the runner, and now the Royals got Garten at second, only 1 out.
And Ethan Hammond would like to get his bat going here tonight. Coming into action, batting .142 on the season.
Slow start to the year for the youngster, but perhaps this could be the turning point he's been looking for as Rosado gets set. First pitch to Hammond. Had some curve to it, but it's outside. 1 ball, no strikes. Hammond, the 22-year-old Toronto native, starting in left field tonight. Usually pretty patient with the bat as he takes that one there. 2-0 now the count. Garten has made, by the looks of it, fast friends with shortstop Brandon Hernandez. The 2 of them have been chatting it up during the last 2 pitches.
Well, Garten likes to introduce himself to pretty much everybody as he goes past him, so there's nothing wrong with that.
Absolutely. As Rosado delivers the 2-0. That one, fastball inside. A 3-0 count now on the eternally patient Ethan Hammond.
I think you almost expect him to be very patient on this 3-0 pitch, not probably even seeing a strike here.
Even if it's right down the middle, you imagine in this kind of count, he'll take it.
Yep.
See where it goes. See what the ump calls.
He has to get it up and over the infield here for Garten to be able to score.
And the announcer's curse strikes again, straight down the middle, and Hammond does not swing. 3-1 now the count. One out. Garten on second. Baycats leading 1-0 here in the bottom of the second. Rosado gets set, throws outside, and they're looking to pick off Garten. He gets back to the bag just in time to beat out the throw.
Now it's a full count on Hammond as Garten had to dive back in there ahead of the throw.
Seems like they knew what they were doing. Brandon Hernandez, as soon as Rosado got set, raced back to second.
Yep. That's usually a set play by the catcher as well, so.
It is called a strike.
Running a little slightly different as far as the throwbacks down to the lines when Eduardo Diolio was running. The show behind the plate anyways.
Full count now on Hammond. Garten not going. He'll take that one for the walk. Runners on first and second. And that will bring up the catcher, Joseph Del Rosario.
And Joseph De La Rosario will be the batter now. He's batting .228 on the season. The young man getting a lot of work, especially when Kyle Cush is on them. Or sorry, Jacob Cush is on the mound. Kyle's his brother. Ryan's his other brother. Thank goodness all three of them don't play on the team at the same time.
Can you imagine?
Be cushed and cushed. Okay. But Kyle's in Australia last time I checked, enjoying some experiences in the Australian League.
World traveling family, and that throw goes wide. Garton's going to head for third.
That actually gets past Ejo as well.
Yeah, Ejo couldn't hold on to it. Ando couldn't hold on to it. A symphony of errors for the Barrie Baycats. And now, even more dangerous than runners on first and second is runners on second and third with just one out.
So the E1 on Rosario allows Garton to go to third. And the E on the Ejo in center field allows Hammond to take second. So 2 errors on that throw. As we thought Ejo had that baseball, so Hammond didn't advance, but when he realized it was behind Ejo, he took off.
Baycats infielders playing into the grass. That one called a strike, and some fans showing their enthusiasm.
Yep. A Baycats fan definitely enjoying the beer garden a little earlier, I'm sure.
No doubt about that. 0-1 the count on Del Rosario. Breaking ball inside, 1-1. Infield still playing pretty close to the grass.
Well, they just want to knock it down, keep him in front of him, prevent the run from coming home. So that will be obviously their first commit. They're going to look to make sure Garton's not going home before they race back to their bags at first, respectively.
Cesar Rosado gets set. Checks on the runners and delivers the 1-1. That one called a strike. The fans not liking it. Joseph Del Rosario didn't like it either. Giving the umpire a look like, really? You're going to call that one? Count now up to 1-2. Rosado gets the sign he likes. Set and delivers. That one narrowly missed Joseph Del Rosario. A matter of centimeters even. That just maybe even grazed his arm. Yeah. It was a fastball too, and I don't even want to imagine the damage that could have been done to Del Rosario if he did not get out of the way in time. Nevertheless, the game continues. Swing and a miss by Del Rosario. Just couldn't hold his bat back on that curveball. That'll bring up the new center fielder. Ashton Patterson moves over from right with David Stanley checking in right field. 2 outs for him. Runners on second and third. Patterson has scored 6 runs. He's got 3 stolen bases and a 167 average on the season so far. 22-year-old, a product of the Guelph Griffins. As Rosado gets set, delivers. Fastball called a strike, 0-1 the count. Both runners staying pretty close to the bag, the second and third respectively. As Rosado delivers again, that one in on the hands of Patterson, 1-1. Hammond and Garton both pretty fast, but you can't imagine they're going to chance it here.
No, so pretty much they have to get a ball hit in the outfield here to get through, or something that's hit it in the infield somewhere that Patterson hopefully can beat out here, but Garton will be going on contact.
Patterson is nicknamed the Roadrunner for a reason. It's that one. Slider outside, 2-1 the count.
Of course, we got the Flash in Chatham-Kent. That's Lee Casera. And then we got the Roadrunner here in Guelph. Various nicknames coming throughout the year from the chats, of course, on the YouTube broadcasts as well.
Perhaps the best one of all, Mr. Left Turn's only J.D. Williams, but we won't be seeing any more of him tonight.
Nope, he'll be, unfortunately, doing all the left turns home within the parking lot, probably at least the showers anyways.
Yep. An unfortunate start to the game for such a key player for the Royals. But that's baseball. Carton tries to get a throw over to third. Almost teasing.
Daring him to.
Yeah,
like, come on, step off, throw over here.
Fouled off as Patterson stays alive. 2-2 the count. 2 outs against the Royals. Rosado delivers the 2-2. Patterson goes down swinging, and the Royals, a big missed opportunity here, leave runners stranded on third and second. The score still 1-0 for the Baycats as we head in to the third inning.
Heard you looking for a hero. Well, look up. Yeah, I got the heart of a champion. If I get knocked down, I get back up. I got the heart of a champion. If I get knocked down, I get back up.
Back here for the top of the third inning, leading off for the visiting Baycats will be the left fielder Ricky Phillips. The rookie batting a .253 average, 5 RBIs, and 12 stolen bases so far for him this season.
A lot of speed in this lineup for the Baycats as well here. It's just seems like the league's definitely gravitating more to focusing on speed and power as things progress through.
Cush's first pitch swung on and missed by Phillips. Cush, he's got a fantastic two-seamer, but it's that breaking ball that he keeps going back to. Some really nasty stuff so far. That one
just missed outside and maybe a little low, according to the plate umpire Chris Wilders. Yeah, he said that he just kind of motioned to the catcher. It was low.
Tried to paint the corners. Nothing came of it. As Phillips chops that one over to Nellis at third, throws it on Sakamatsu at first, but not in time. Run aboard.
Infield single.
Infield single, and a runner aboard for the Baycats with no outs so far. That'll bring up the top of the order, center fielder Kanice Ijo. Brings an all-star pedigree to an already award-laden lineup here for the Baycats tonight.
Ijo was an honorable mention on the Player of the Month award as well. So
that one inside. Ijo just got out of the way in time. Count 1 ball, no strikes. Cush is definitely going to have to keep an eye on Phillips at first. I mean, we mentioned before those 12 stolen bases. He's got unlimited speed. Fouled off by Ijo. Umpire Chris Walters giving him a second to collect his thoughts. Everyone back in position, ready to rock with a 1-1 count. They try and pick off Phillips. Takamatsu didn't have his foot on the bag, and something we saw last night, a strategy employed by the Hamilton Cardinals, a warning throw, a warning disengagement, if you will. Just kind of wanting to show the runner, especially if they've got that kind of speed, that, hey, we're keeping an eye on you. Watch yourself. 2-1 count against Ijo. Phillips not going, and a big swing and a miss there off the fastball. Count now up to 2-2. Kush gets set. Phillips is going right down the middle with the pitch, but that's not what matters here. The throw from Del Rosario on to LaRue at second, but not in time. 13 stolen bases on the season now for Ricky Phillips.
Now in scoring position with a full count on Ijo.
No outs either here in the top of the third. Kush ready. The 3-2. Fouled back, startles more than a few fans in the grandstands.
Well, it's very unconventional to have plexiglass behind a mesh screen here, so it's just a loud thud. Definitely to be pretty scary too.
I mean, now 3 games in, I've started to shake off the.
You gotten used to the ball coming back into the screen now, yeah.
Gotten used to it. That one's sent up the third base line. Nellis checks on Phillips at first. Decides there's only one option as he flips it onto first for the out.
Shortstop, number 11, Brandon Hernandez.
Brandon Hernandez with the batter now. Single came around to score after stealing a base in the first inning.
Off to a hot start here in his first ever IBL game, but I want to go back to what I had started saying. Nellis, a veteran move, despite being so young. A veteran move, checking on Phillips, making sure he's not moving at second base before getting the out down at first. Hernandez fouls that one back over towards the beer garden. 0-1 the count.
Always a popular spot here at Hastings Stand, that's for sure.
I mean, when you put the words beer and garden together, of course it's going to be a popular spot.
Beer? Yeah, okay.
Garden? Why not?
Yeah, why not?
Beer garden?
Yeah.
Absolutely.
You can get some beer nuts down there even too, so.
Fouls that one back.
I haven't had beer nuts in quite some time, but mind you, I do have a child with peanut allergies, so I couldn't bring them home if I wanted to too, so yeah.
Always a considerate person.
I'll try to be anyways. But you trust me, when the second she goes to Nana and Papa's, the peanut butter comes out, so the Reese's Peanut Butter Cups.
Hey, fair enough.
You're not here. I don't have to worry about you accidentally ingesting or coming in contact with it. So peanut butter sandwiches, peanut butter banana sandwiches, you name it. They shall be made and shall be had by all.
Well said. Fastball from Kush just outside the corner. 1-2 now the count. Just missed inside. Count up to 2-2. Phillips not too far out from second base. Doesn't want to be caught stealing.
Kush is at 43 pitches now. 29 are other than our strikes here in the third inning.
Not a bad start. As Hernandez fouls that one back, stays alive.
So averaging about 15 an inning right now, so you don't want to go too much higher than that because Kush has had some big innings in the past, which have taken him out of ball games and caused a couple no decisions. He's been only been able to go into the 4th or 5th inning.
His last time out, start on Canada Day, only pitched 5 innings. I believe his pitch count got up towards the mid-70s by that time. And Dino Ramel had no other choice but to take him out of the game. Something to keep an eye on as this one progresses. A full count now on Brandon Hernandez. The 3-2 from Cush. A breaking ball just outside. And now the Baycats have 2 runners on base with just 1 out. That's right.
McGarry Doyle now the batter. 457 on the season right now, or 487, sorry. Now bats with 2 runners on here. And just 1 away.
Plenty of speed on the base paths for the Baycats. You got to imagine any kind of contact, and they'll be looking to go. Stay out of a double play situation as the first pitch from Cush fouled off by McGarry Doyle.
Of course, a double play in this situation, not a given all the speed that's on the base path with Phillips and Hernandez on the base path already. He's already got a stolen base as well, so Royals will have to rush some throws here, maybe just get the out where they can get it.
They will do what they must. Big swing and a miss there from McGarry Doyle. Count now up to 0-2 against the Barrie right fielder. Swing and a miss. Coach catches him with the heater. His 4th strikeout of the evening. Now 2 outs, still 2 runners on base for the ever dangerous Hayden Jaco.
Jaco, who singled home the first RBI in the ball game in the 1st inning, will bat now with 2 away and 2 on.
It was Hernandez who came around to score the first time up for the Baycats. And now he's on base again. It's Cush. Shakes off the first sign, gets something he likes from Joseph Del Rosario. Delivers. Fastball inside. Jaco not liking it. Giving the umpire a look like, come on, man. Still looking back at him. Bit of a grin, so not as
probably one, again, because Jaco's the
upset.
catcher. He's probably like, you didn't give our guy that one.
Yeah. Jaco sends that one up. LaRue will take it himself to the bag, and that will do it. The Royals get themselves out of a jam as we head down to the bottom of the 3rd. Baycats still in front 1-0. Back here at David E. Hastings Stadium. For those of you just joining us, I'm Joshua Alderman, joined by Neil Srivastava, and we have got quite the interesting matchup going, visiting Barrie Baycats up 1-0 over the home side, the Guelph Royals. Cesar Rosado. First pitch to Brando LaRue. Just a bit inside. Count 1-0.
Yeah, it's been a pitcher's duel so far, and that's what living up to the advanced billing we were expecting here tonight when Rosado and Cush were named as the starters. Evening, Mr. X-Pie. Hope you're having a great night.
Just a friendly reminder to our live stream chat. We love the enthusiasm. We love the interaction, guys, but please, please, please keep the conversations on baseball.
Well, especially for security reasons, too. You don't want to be disclosing where you guys work in case there's things going on, people, whatever, too. So you just want to keep it a private conversation. Send a DM or something to that person. But just keep it on baseball.
Yeah, anywhere but here. But hey, love the enthusiasm. Keep it up. Just keep it up somewhere else.
Yep. That one is now a 3-0 count on Brando LaRue. Hey, Cubby, how you doing? Hope you're having a good night as well. Nobody spoiled Money in the Bank. I haven't watched it yet. I'm going to watch it tomorrow.
I mean, it wasn't too bad, but that's a conversation for another time.
Yep.
3-0 the count on LaRue. And that's money for the Royals as LaRue heads down to first. First batter, and already a walk here in the bottom of the third.
The second baseman, number 24, Ryosuke Ohashi.
The energetic Ryosuke Ohashi starting at second base tonight, up to bat. Runner at first, no outs for him. Rosado checks on LaRue at first. Brando LaRue, he's already got 4 stolen bases this season. Looks like he might try and pick up 5. He's got quite a bit of a lead. He's got that right foot planted. Won't go as Ohashi tries to bunt. Ends up fouling it back into the net. 0-1 the count. Credit where credit is due. Third baseman for the Baycats, Adam Odd, noticed the bunt attempt right away, rushed in, and if it wasn't foul, you got to imagine he would have gotten to it in time, but now an 0-1 count, and he's playing in. He's recognized the situation, and an absolutely wicked slider from Cesar Rosado in for a strike. 0-2 the count against Ohashi. Rosado checks on LaRue at first as Ohashi puts that one in play. Hernandez tries to flip it on to second, gets one. Does not get Ohashi at first. But the fielder's choice, they do get the lead runner. 1 out now. LaRue, for all his speed, just couldn't get to second in time. Good toss from Hernandez over to Royce Ando. But that is all they were able to get. Ryosuke Ohashi now on at first, 1 out for the new right fielder, David Stanley. Stanley started in the DH position last night. Now comes on as a substitute after J.D. Williams gets ejected, and that'll be a quick liner single up into shallow right field. Royce Ando over to cover.
The first baseman,
And the runners will hold at first and second. Garrett Takamatsu steps up to bat. The veteran first baseman batting cleanup tonight. Now a great opportunity for him. 1 out, 2 runners aboard, and 2 fast runners at that in Ohashi and Stanley. And a lone Baycats fan trying to rally some support for his side. First pitch, breaking ball outside, 1-0 the count. Pretty great crowd here at Hastings. Pretty balanced between Royals fans and Baycats fans, but so far it's just that lone fan who's been vocal about his enthusiasm and passion, but can't fault him, home or visiting. You gotta love it. 1-0 the count on Takamatsu. Rosado delivers. Slider just narrowly missed the corner of the zone. 2-0 the count. Baycats leading 1-0 here in the bottom of the third. Ohashi, Stanley, the runners at second and first respectively. Rosado checks on Ohashi, checks again, isn't going to throw back, and delivers a strike right down the middle of the plate. Count now up to 2-1 on Garrett Takamatsu. 3 home runs, 14 RBIs, and a .275 average for him so far this season.
John Salazzo jumping into my text messages saying, you got to post that bomb I hit today. He's got some new. Okay. We'll get that one in there, Mr. Salazzo, at some point in the next day or so.
Garrett Takamatsu thinks that one might have clipped him, but Chris Walters thinks otherwise. Count now up to 3-1. Rosado gets set. Checks on Ohashi once more. Surprised he hasn't looked over at Stanley just yet, but delivers the 3-1. That'll be outside. And the bases are loaded. And, I mean, you couldn't have a better person at bat if you're the Royals. Garden Mania. Josh Garden starting in the DH position tonight. The 36-year-old Guelph native just tearing the cover off the ball. Supreme power, 7 home runs, 20 RBIs. He is having a career year here with the Royals. Played in the Cincinnati Red system from 2009 to 2011 and has made Hastings his home over the last few years. The Royals Kingdom, their fans have really taken a liking to one of their own in Garden, and he takes a big hack at that one. 0-1 the count.
He was planning on launching that one to Exhibition Street or Kathleen Street, depending on which direction it went.
Bit of friendly banter between fans of the rival teams here tonight, all in good fun, and you absolutely love to hear it. As Rosado, fastball on the inside corner, and Garden tips it back. Stares down the cheering Baycats fan.
And of course, he's grinning back at the plate. But the fan can't see that, unfortunately. So Gart's just having fun with you.
Yeah. Absolutely great guy and a great hitter to boot as he faces an 0-2 count. Tips that one back to stay alive, drops down, and that'll most certainly be a freezy for a young fan.
Of course, in Barrie, they have Baycat bucks now. I think for every baseball you turn in, you get 5 Baycat bucks. You can use it for doing at the snack bar, or you can use it at the merch tent apparently as well, or I guess the merch store they have at the Baycats game.
Great minds think alike. You want to keep the baseballs with the team, so how can you get them returned?
Well, in Hamilton and London, you can keep the baseball without no questions asked.
Garden, big swing and a miss there. He was looking to go yard, and a cheeky grin on his face. He knew that he was swinging for the fences.
Kind of look. You got
yeah.
Well done. You got me. I'll be back.
Yeah, a nasty slider, too, from Cesar Rosado. He's had a pretty fastball, for lack of a better term. But it's that breaking ball, a slider, a curveball that he keeps throwing in there that has just been wicked. A tail on it and a mind of its own. Now 2 outs, bases still loaded. for third baseman Mark Nellis. Ball pops loose, but the runners will not be going.
Great
Hayden.
job by Jaco to block that one in front of him.
Yeah.
Kept the ball in front so nobody could advance. Royals couldn't tie the ball game on it.
Two outs, count 1-0 for Nellis. Rosado gets set. Checks in on Ohashi over at third. Gets set, delivers the 1-0. Nellis is going to send that one to shallow center field. Ball gets down. Hernandez not able to get there in time. That's one, that's two. As Stanley and Ohashi cross the plate. And we have ourselves a ball game here tonight. Royals now up 2-1.
Mark Nellis' bat died a hero. It's $170 well spent on that piece of lumber. 2 runs come across for the Royals, and they take the lead 2-1.
The 18-year-old now up to 4 RBIs on the season. And Brandon Hernandez, try as he might, was ranging back to his left, couldn't get there in time. And it's Mark Nellis who comes up big time for the Royals to put them ahead here in the bottom of the third. Brings up Ethan Hammond. Got his first start on that Canada Day game against the Brantford Red Sox and has been a fixture out there in left ever since. His stats might not show it, but he has been a very patient, very controlled hitter and a key fixture in this Royals lineup as we progress into the dog days of the schedule. Big swing and a miss on that first pitch. 0-1 the count. Fans showing their love for the home side. Rosado throws that slider in again, but couldn't catch the corner. 1-1 now the count.
Looks like the bullpen is making its way down for the Baycats. A slow trot, no hurry or anything. Just maybe Josh Matlow got tired of seeing the guys sitting around in the dugout and sent them down to just shake things up too.
Yeah, I don't think anyone will be warming up too soon with the stuff that Rosado's throwing tonight. As he throws that slider in again. 1 ball, 2 strikes now the count on Ethan Hammond. Some Baycats fans clapping along, trying to will Rosado on to a strikeout. That one a fastball inside, right at the knees of Ethan Hammond. Didn't quite catch the corner.
He did not go around Jamie Killingsworth with the immediate hand signals. He did not go around.
Yep. We mentioned it before, Ethan Hammond, a very patient hitter, a very controlled hitter, and got the bat far enough, but not far enough for it to be called a strike. 2-2 the count, 2 outs, with runners at first and second. Rosado.
Away from everybody, and that's going to allow Takamatsu to go up to third on the wild pitch.
Hayden Jaco doesn't quite often make mistakes like that, but in this case, a great opportunity for the Royals. Runners now at third, at second, a full count, 2 outs. I mean, this is just about as exciting, as interesting, as fascinating as an at-bat can get, especially for the young Ethan Hammond. A chant of "We want strikeouts" from the very vocal Barrie Baycats fan.
Must have stacked the bus up with a lot of fans tonight.
That must have been why they were a bit delayed getting to the ballpark.
Umpires warning the Royals bench again.
A lot of chatter, a lot of activity so far, and
You swear we're at a college game, the way the fans are going at it, the players are going at it here on both benches.
I mean, the fans, it's all in good fun, but we've already seen J.D. Williams get ejected from this one. The Royals don't want to lose any more players. As the 3-2 goes inside. A flip of the bat by Ethan Hammond, and now a full, pardon me, bases are full for Joseph Del Rosario, the catcher for the Royals here tonight. Del Rosario, just 18 years of age, but already showing a veteran presence behind the plate. He's become a key member of this Royals roster, despite being so young. He's shown his abilities. He gets set to bat here, 2 outs, and the bases juiced. Baycats are going to use their first mound visit of the night. Check in on Cesar Rosado, who has been the undisputed ace for the Baycats so far this season. He was having a pretty good outing, but this inning, he started to stumble a bit. He's lost control of that slider that he's gone back to time and time again, and his infielders, his manager just checking in, making sure he's all right.
Rosado at 55 pitches in the inning, or actually in the game. 28 of them are strikes, so a lot of balls tonight.
For the Baycats' sake, I hope it wasn't 55 in this inning. That one going to be down in left field. There's one, there's two, and an absolutely thrilling 2 RBI single for Joseph Del Rosario. You saw the left fielder Ricky Phillips ranging in. There were some Royals fans, and myself included, who were waiting with bated breath to see if he would get there in time, but he did not, try as he might. And Joseph Del Rosario, he is pumped there at first base. The Royals, now with 4 runs in this inning, hold a 3-1 lead. Pardon me, a 3-run lead over the Barrie Baycats.
Yep. Left fielder was up with that baseball very quickly, so Ethan Hammond could not go past second base. Del Rosario had to settle for a single. He does have 2 RBIs on the play.
Yeah, Phillips couldn't get to the ball to make the catch, but like you said, he got there just in time.
Patterson was trying to catch the third baseman napping. He squared around the bunt here.
Adam Odd has been very perceptive of the Royals' batting habits so far. Almost got Ohashi when he tried a bunt. Pretty sure
for a single pretty much there in that situation.
As the speedy Ashton Patterson gets set inside. Hayden Jaco able to recover in time, but Cesar Rosado's looking a little shaky out there on the rubber.
He's definitely a little rattled out there right now. He's just not trusting a lot of his stuff.
I mean, he had a mean fastball that he was using absolute precision on, and that slider just so nasty. A mind of its own, painting the corners with that, but something's changed this inning as Patterson swings and misses. 2-1 count now. Two outs, runners at first and second. Here in the bottom of the third, Royals have already put up 4, now looking for more. As Rosado gets set to deliver the 2-1. Big swing and a miss from Ashton Patterson on the fastball. 2-2 the count, but the fans rallying behind the home side, looking to show their appreciation for Ashton Patterson.
They're trying to get him up there, trying to rally the young man. Find a way on base. Keep this inning going.
Rosado set. The windup and the pitch. Inside, high and inside. Right in the face of Ashton Patterson, leans out of the way just in time. So instead of him trotting up to first base, it's a 3-2 count against him. Cesar Rosado gets a sign he likes from Jaco. Gets set and delivers. Runners are going, but it was down the middle. A punch out for Rosado. They get out of the jam, but they give up 4. Not the start the Baycats were looking for as we head into the top of the 4th. Your Royals up 4-1. Back here for the top of the 4th inning, Nolan Maciabrota to lead things off for the visiting Baycats.
Maciabrota 0 for 1 in the contest with a strikeout swinging to end the first inning. One of Jacob Cush's many strikeout victims. I didn't say Kyle this time. There we go. It's the progress.
There we go. Baby steps.
Baby steps.
Maciabrota takes the first pitch for a strike. He's off to a good start here in his rookie campaign. Heading into this one, he had a .320 average, 3 home runs, 10 RBIs on the season so far. Jacob Cush wasting no time, and Maciabrota fouls that one up the first base line. Garrett Takamatsu has an eye on it, ranges over to his left and makes the catch. And a quick out here in the top of the 4th. That'll bring
Ryan
up
Rio is now the
the
batter.
DH. Yep, Ryan Riho.
Grounded out his last time up to first base. Excuse us.
Riho, in his 7th year in the IBL, was a first-team All-Star last season. But this year, statistically, he's not having his best year. 177 average, 1 home run, 5 RBIs. Solid, but he's looking to get back in form here. That ball gets away from Del Rosario, but able to recover. No damage done. Count up to 1-0 now. Riho lines that one, grounds that one up to Garrett Takamatsu, steps on the bag himself, and 2 very, very quick outs here for the Royals in the top of the 4th.
Royce Hander will be the batter now. He's grounded out 6-3 his last time up on a great play by Brandon LaRue.
Jacob Cush sends that first pitch in. Fastball down the middle of the plate. 0-1 the count. Ando in his 4th year with the Baycats. Takes that one outside, 1-1. Jacob Cush wasting no time at all. Right back at it. And when you're throwing like he does, you want to get right back at it, but throws that one right down the middle. Served up on a platter for Royce Ando. Lines that one into center field for a single.
Adam Odd will come to bat now. He's 0 for 1 in the contest, grounded out 4-3 to end the 2nd inning.
Odd, one of the many All-Stars in this Baycats lineup. Was a first-teamer last year. A 7-year veteran here in the IBL. 2 outs, a runner aboard for him. Big swing and a miss there on that first pitch. Count up to 0-1. And it seems like the Royals have done their homework. Ryosuke Ohashi kind of playing in between second and first, whereas LaRue playing right at second, but it's going to be the third baseman, Mark Nellis, racing, trying to have a battle there with Joseph Del Rosario. Who's going to get there first? It's Del Rosario. He makes the catch. That'll end the inning. So the Baycats leave a runner stranded as we head to the bottom of the fourth. Brandel LaRue to lead things off here in the bottom of the fourth. The Royals looking to pick up where they left off. No runs across the first 2 innings, but it was the bottom of the third where everything clicked for them. 4 runs off of Cesar Rosado.
LaRue is 0 for 0 in the contest, a pair of walks so far.
He's been pretty patient so far tonight. Already the count 1-0. Rosado delivers, and LaRue's going to pop that one up just behind second base.
Oh!
And Brandon Hernandez, absolutely great play. Roy Sando kind of dove out of the way there, and Hernandez.
Well, I think he didn't know he was going to catch it or not, or if
Yeah.
Hernandez was there, and maybe just some miscommunication. So Hernandez had to, at the last second, dive for that one.
Yeah, it was
And
Ando.
gets the out.
It was Ijo. Even Noel McGarry Doyle was ranging in. But ultimately, it was the shortstop, Brandon Hernandez. Great catch on his part. That'll bring up second baseman Ryosuke Ohashi. He was the one who got things going for the Royals in the bottom of the third. Takes fastball outside. Called a strike. 0-1 the count. Scattered chance of Let's Go Royals from the pretty great crowd here at Hastings tonight. Ball outside, 1-1. Pretty energetic too, plenty of chance. All in good fun, of course.
Hyped up on freezies, I swear.
Hey, with the amount
Maybe.
of foul balls we've seen.
Yep.
Slider taken inside, 2-1 now the count. And now we're getting dueling chance of Let's Go Royals and Let's Go Baycats. That's the energy and the passion you love to see here on a Sunday night game. Fantastic weather here at Hastings as Ohashi grounds that one up towards first. Tossed on to Rosado, but he couldn't get there in time. Ohashi beats it out for a one-out
Valiant
single.
effort by Noya Macaburdia on that play, but Ohashi just a little too quick down the line.
Down on one knee, making the throw over to Rosado, who was covering the bag, but couldn't get there on time. Ohashi gets a
Scored as an
one-out
infield single by the official scorer. Got to tip that guy a little more.
Yeah, I've heard some good things from him.
Yep.
Good things about him, too.
Well, somebody didn't like that comment.
That one bounced back to the mound. Rosado, no one covering the bag at first. Makia Proda came in to cover the ball. There was no one to throw to for Rosado. And now we've got runners at first and second here with one out. Shades of the bottom of the third all over again.
Number 4, Garrett Takamatsu.
Garrett Takamatsu up to bat now. He's still favoring that left leg. We saw him, he might have tweaked it last night against the Cardinals. Still favoring it, just the slightest hint of a limp. But that hasn't stopped him. He's had himself a great night so far.
A couple of great defensive plays as well.
Great stuff as he takes that slider outside. 1-0 the count. Rosado set. Checks on Ohashi at second. Checks again and delivers. Takamatsu fouls that one back. Had plenty of power on it and probably carried it out to Kathleen Street. One count against the young veteran first baseman. Takamatsu just 25 years of age, but showing the experience of someone twice that. Plenty of power, plenty of contact once again, but foul once again. Bounces off a couple trees there in the right field space.
Those trees have been through a lot in the last couple of years. You see a couple more branches that come down in a couple of rainstorms too. So actually, was it like 2 years ago during the home opener, one of the tree split in half almost. Had to take it out.
They've been through a lot. If those trees could talk,
They've seen a lot.
more than their fair share of action. Takamatsu fouls that one off again. Stays alive, 1-2 the count.
Or as Alan Ross calls it, the infamous tree out. Because the tree came crashing down in left field. We had to cancel the game because obviously a good chunk of a tree down.
Forget a rain out, a tree out is one for the record books. As Rosado gets set for the 1-2, swing and a miss by Garrett Takamatsu, shaking his head. He's not happy with that one. 2 outs now, but that will bring up designated hitter Josh Garton. Once again, checking in on Chris Walters and Hayden Jaco on his way up, making some quick conversation with him. He's been nicknamed the Friendly Giant for a reason. As the 36-year-old gets set to bat. Big swing and a miss on the first pitch. Attempting to do what he did last inning, or kind of replicate that where he just kept swinging for the fences. But now, in a 2-out situation,
Rosado just trying to mix it up with a lot more off-speed this at bat compared to last time. That was Garton sitting on that fastball.
Garton loves those fastballs. And now looking for the pickoff attempt. Nothing going there. Ohashi noticed in time that Hernandez was making a break for second base. Fans rallying behind their respective sides. Ohashi take a step back towards second. A little cautious this time around. Mind games being played by both sides. At off
We got a
speed.
teenager on the first base side for the Baycats, and like a bunch of young kids on the left of us here for the Royals. So, gonna see which one of them loses their voice first here.
Yep.
It's great to see, though.
Oh yeah, love the passion, the enthusiasm, and it's all in good fun, and that's the best part. The 1-1 from Rosado, big swing and a miss, and they've got Ohashi napping. But he gets back to the bag in time, using that elusive speed. And Hayden Jaco, if he had thrown it a bit earlier, he might have been able to get him, but almost daring him to try and make a break for third. Ohashi caught just about halfway between second and third, able to get back in time before the throw was made to Hernandez. 1-2 count, 2 outs, runners on first and second for the big man, Josh Garton. Runners aren't going. That ball outside. 2-2 now the count. The fans getting louder and louder with each pitch. Just a few more Royals fans here tonight
Yep,
at
they're
Hastings.
starting to pick up the plate for the young Royals fans here. I think the kids are starting to lose this one, though.
Maybe a couple freezies will help do the trick. Garton takes a big hack at that one, and that wry smile on his face like, yeah, you got me. The Royals leave 2 runners stranded, but they still lead 4-1 as we head into the 5th inning. Back here for the 5th inning at David E. Hastings Stadium. For those of you just joining us, I'm Joshua Alderman, joined by Neil Srivastava. Leading off, top 5 will be the Baycats left fielder Ricky Phillips.
Phillips is 0 for 1 in the contest. A single, a stolen base his last time up in the third inning.
Cush's first pitch up and away. 1-0 the count. Right back at it, but outside once more. 2 balls, no strikes. Cush wasting little time, drawing a swing and a miss, and the fans showing their support. Batter calls time.
The Baycats fans switch sides here now? Like they seem to just kind of migrated off to the left here.
The chant's starting to come in from every side now.
Yep.
But hey, enthusiasm is enthusiasm. Great crowd here tonight at Hastings. As Cush gets set to deliver the 3-1. Big swing and a miss from Phillips. Almost lost his helmet. Plenty of force, plenty of torque in that one. Full count now for the left fielder. Cush delivers and gets the swing and a miss off the fastball. Another strikeout here tonight for Jacob Cush. And that'll bring up the top of the order. Knies Ijo back up to bat.
Ijo was 0 for 2 in the contest, struck out swinging in the first, grounded out 5-3 in the third.
9 doubles and a .356 average for him on the year, and they'll be looking to help the Baycats get their offense going. After an early start, they haven't been able to get anything done since, as that off-speed pitch down and in for a strike. Cush right back at it. That one pops loose. Had a bit of spin on it. Got away from Joseph Del Rosario. But no harm, no foul. 1 ball, 1 strike. As Cush gets set and delivers quickly once more. Trying to paint the corners, but nothing comes of it. Count up to 2-1 now. Royals infielders playing closer to the outside of the grass. Looking to bat down any flying balls that may come their way. Big swing and a miss from Ijo there, and now the count evened up. 2 batters, 2 strikeouts for Jacob Cush so far this inning. He has really turned things around. Some early struggles, then he got settled in, and then looked a little shaky last inning towards the tail end, but he is back in business. 2 straight strikeouts, and that'll bring up the debuting shortstop, Brandon Hernandez. The dueling chants are back at it again. Let's go Royals, let's go Baycats. I mean, right now it's the Baycats who are trailing on the scoreboard, but in terms of enthusiasm, their fans have been very loud a whole night long.
They have been very vocal, that's for sure.
That one bounced up to Brando LaRue, flips it on Sakamatsu at first. No trouble at all for the Royals. 3 up, 3 down go the Baycats, and we'll head to the bottom of the 5th. The Royals still up 4-1. back here at Hastings in the bottom of the 5th, and we've got a pinch hitter on our hands. Andy Leader stepping up to the plate.
We're taking the place of Mark Nellis, so we'll likely see some defensive switches around here. Not sure what the umpire is asking about here.
Yeah.
He's telling the Baycats players to knock it off too.
The animosity continues to build. Both benches have received warnings, and of course, J.D. Williams tossed in the very first inning. And Andy Leader
tried to hold the swing back, but unfortunately just couldn't do that on the check swing.
Yeah, that narrowly missed his leg. He was a little shaken up, had to step out of the box for a second. 0-1 the count. Fans not too pleased, but he swung. Doesn't get much simpler than that. Curveball from Rosado, just outside the corner. It'll be 1 ball, 1 strike. We set aside the score. This pitcher's duel has lived up to the hype. Jacob Cush is throwing his best stuff here tonight, and Rosado, despite some struggles in the bottom of the 3rd, has really been fantastic here tonight. I just keep thinking about that nasty slider that he goes back to, that finishing blow.
The giant coup de grace for Cesar.
Pat
That
ball.
one just kind of zipped out of his hand the wrong way there.
Yeah. Got away from Hayden Jaco. Up to 3-1 now. Umpire checking back, make sure the ball's taken out of play. Leader, a 3-time All-Star with the Kitchener Panthers. Recently acquired by the Royals. And that one inside, right near the elbow. He's a little shaken up. He'll take his time making his way onto first base, and he'll take the walk. That'll bring up left fielder Ethan Hammond.
That's not Andy. He's just wearing Andy's shirt. That's definitely Connor Morrow.
Well, a runner on first, no outs for Ethan Hammond.
So we're being told that's Connor Morrow at first and not Andy Leader.
Yep. Our apologies. Connor Morrow just wearing the number 10 that Andy Leader typically wears.
Well, maybe Connor forgot his jersey or something. Realized they thought we were probably wearing the white ones because we are playing the Baycats, so it happens.
Is what it is, but regardless, there is a runner on first for the Royals, no outs. And the count now 2-0 on Ethan Hammond.
Which makes more sense. I was trying to scratch my head going, okay, why are we taking Nellis out of the game here to put in Leader in, which makes another outfielder? And that makes perfect sense in a not-so-perfect world.
Slider just missed the zone. 3-0 now the count. Rosado gets set. Checks on Connor Morrow down at first. And it'll be Hammond who takes the walk. Runners at second. Runner
And Josh
at
Matlow
first.
is making the way out of here already. Rosado's trying to plead his case already. Just leave me in here,
Yeah.
coach. But it might be time to change things up here for the Baycats.
That might be it. He was having himself a pretty decent night. Like, you set aside those 4 runs. His stuff was on for most of it. That slider, he was having control issues.
Yep.
Ever since that 4th inning, he's lost his confidence. I mean, he's been one of, if not the best pitcher in the league. But that'll do it for his night. Royals up 4-1, and it'll be a new pitcher in the game when we come back. New pitcher in the game for the Baycats. Number 38, Brandon Hiller, in his 9th year here in the IBL, but showing no signs of slowing down. 9 strikeouts, 1 win, and a less than ideal 6.75 ERA so far this season. And while he was warming up, you could see every infielder huddled over
It was his
at
old
second
home week.
base.
Let's catch up with Connor Morrow at second base.
A former Baycat himself, and
A lot of these guys played together with the Ontario Blue Jays for Dino Wimrell as well. So
bunted up the third base line, flipped onto first for the quick out. Adam Odd doing what he needed to do, but Joseph Del Rosario, mission completed. He advances the runners and still just 1 out, and that will bring up the Roadrunner himself, Ashton Patterson. Another great opportunity here for the Royals to cash in on some runs.
Royals avoid the double play here and give Patterson an opportunity to hit a ground ball on the right side here or something just past the infield here to cash home a couple of runs more.
Del Rosario sacrifices himself for the betterment of his team. 1 ball, no strike the count on Ashton Patterson. He's going to foul that one back. Adam Odd and Hayden Jaco chasing after it. But that's going to land just behind the Royals' social media coordinator, Eli Pearl. Flips it back into play.
Eli had to get out of the way there.
A couple fans had to get out of the way there. Narrowly missed the dugout, narrowly missed the light pole. Count evened up at 1. Veteran Hiller gets set to deliver. Fouled back again by Patterson, and you can see the Baycats infield is playing very heavily in. But you got to imagine a bloop single, something over their heads, that cashes too.
Oh, easily it does, because especially with the grass being a little thicker in the outfield than we noticed last night than it is in the infield, so the ball tends to die as soon as it gets on that outfield grass.
That one up in the face of Patterson, evened up at 2-2.
Their task was just trying to keep the runs where it is.
Fouled back again, and Patterson stays alive.
All right, there we go.
So, my apologies. We've just been informed by the one and only Ryan Eakin that it is, in fact, Hillier who is pitching. Not sure who Brandon Hiller is, but Hillier is having a pretty decent inning for himself on the mound. 3-2 the count now. A full count for Patterson. Runners at second and third. Just 1 out here in the inning. He'll take, and the bases are loaded for the top of the order. Brando LaRue, the shortstop, comes up to bat.
LaRue is 0 for 1 in the contest. He popped up to the shortstop his last time up. Has reached base on a pair of walks in the contest.
A great diving
Left with
catch.
nothing better to do than get his first hit of the night with bring home a couple more runs here.
Yeah, great catch from Brandon Hernandez. Got him out last time. So it'll be 1 out, bases loaded. The Royals go to shortstop. Big swing and a miss, and there's no doubt there's only one thing in his mind: drive in as many runs as possible. And with a swing like that, you can definitely do that. 0-1 the count. Swing and a miss again, and Hillier working with that off-speed pitch, and LaRue chasing time after time. Hillier gets set, delivers the 0-2. In on the hands of LaRue. Count up to 1-2 now. And now with the bases loaded, the Baycats defense has moved back a bit. Odd, Hernandez, and Ando have both moved back. That one, Ando will take it to second himself, flips it onto Makiabrota at first. So the Royals leave the bases loaded. A golden opportunity turned into a missed opportunity for them. But we'll head into the 6th inning. Royals still on top, 4-1. Always a great time here at Hastings. Thanks to YMCA of Three Rivers. Kids just getting a chance to run the bases, led by the biggest kid of them all, Josh Garton.
Yep.
Setting pace, sliding into home, and I mean, you just love to see it. Stands are packed, both the left field and the right field. Those little sections are pretty packed here for some Sunday night baseball.
All right, so some defensive changes for the Royals. Ohashi has gone to third base. Connor Morrow has gone to second as we set up the defense here in the top of the 6th inning, as I'm going to make that change on the old score sheet here, so I don't forget to do it.
A good idea. So Ohashi, who started at third in last night's game, moves back there.
It's Noel McGarry-Doyle now the batter.
Morrow up to second. Brando LaRue stays where he is.
LaRue stands alone at shortstop. Come on. He's not the cheese, but he is the big cheese.
That's true. McGarry-Doyle attempts a bunt, but held that bat back just enough so that he wouldn't get called for a strike. Count 1-0. Royals still leading 4-1. Tries for the bunt again, this time in the air. Joseph Del Rosario tries to catch it, but cannot get a good
Missed it by
handle
that
on the
much.
ball. So close, yet so far. It'll still count as a strike. 1-1 now the count. I mean, he had perfect timing on that. Good pace, good agility. Spinning around, diving for it, but it's a matter of inches. Count 1-1 on the Baycats right fielder. Check swing, did not go around, said the third base ump. 2-1, the count on McGarry-Doyle. Cush delivers again. That one fouled back. Little too far back for any fans. Not a freezy for that one. Count evened up at 2-2.
Doesn't look like there's any activity in the Royals bullpen whatsoever down there, so Kyle Cush definitely on the hook for this inning so far.
Jacob Cush's next pitch inside, and that'll bring it to a full count. 3-2 on McGarry-Doyle. And now it looks like we might see some activity.
Somebody's going down. Evan Ash is running down the line here.
Fastball just outside. McGarry Doyle will take it for a walk. Runner aboard, no outs for an early contender for MVP, Hayden Jaco. We mentioned before he won Rookie of the Year with the London Majors, won a championship with them, was a second-team All-Star that year, leads the league in average heading into this game with a .377. And he's had a pretty all-right 3 home runs and 10 RBIs. Now with a runner on base, no outs. Time for the Baycats to recoup their losses. Fastball right down the middle of the plate. Jaco not liking the call, but there was no doubt about it. Excellent call there from home plate Chris Walters. They try the pickoff attempt on McGarry Doyle, but nothing going.
Quick look at the out-of-town scoreboard on the Rawlings out-of-town scoreboard anyways. Welland defeated the Brantford Red Sox 8-7 this afternoon. Hamilton won 10-5. London came back and won the first game of the doubleheader 14-4.
Ooh.
And of course, in I guess the nightcap, it is Kitchener leading London currently 2-1 in that ball game.
Great day of action, great weekend of action here in the IBL. 0-2, the count here on Hayden Jaco. Gary Doyle tried to run on that foul off by Jaco. They try and pick him off again, but nothing going. 2 disengagements so far by Jacob Cush. He's got to get him on the next one.
Somebody's throwing some stuff in the stands to fans here, and
yeah, it looks like some of the concession stand staff tossing out some chips to the Royals Kingdom, but one of the throws was a little low.
Just a little offline. Like nobody got hurt with it or anything, but it didn't go to its intended target. Let's put it that way.
Yeah.
No mound visit. That was officially ruled a cross up here between Rosario and Cush.
Looking at the standings heading into tonight's game, Baycats are in 3rd place, 3.5 games back of the absolutely phenomenal Welland Jackfish. And the Royals, 1 game behind, 4.5 games back. Strikeout on Hayden Jaco, and the attempt to get McGarry Doyle out. Yeah, picks up a stolen base, and Joseph Del Rosario's throw actually bounced off of McGarry Doyle. Connor Morrow unable to get there in time. Stolen base for McGarry Doyle, but a strikeout for Hayden Jaco. That'll bring up the Baycats' first baseman, Nolan Macabrota. 1 out, runner on second. Cush delivers. Bit low there. 1 ball, no strikes. Macabrota, 10 RBIs heading into this game. Looking to pick up maybe 1 more here. McGarry Doyle kind of playing with Jacob Cush there, saying, throw it, I dare you. That ball in for a strike, 1-1 the count. Brando LaRue is right there. He's not going to let McGarry Doyle get past him. Ball pops loose, and Joseph Del Rosario not going to make a throw. McGarry Doyle quickly scampering back to second base. No throw, no run. Everything stays the same except for the count, now up to 2-1 against Macabrota. Sends that one on a line to Ethan Hammond. He can't get to it in time. He's going to cash in McGarry Doyle. He'll head to second base with a stand-up double. And for the first time in 5 innings, the Barrie Baycats are back on the scoreboard, 4-2. Now the score, Royals still leading.
Great hitting by Mackie Abroda here on that at bat. Hammond just didn't get a good read off of it. Looks like off the bat there.
Yeah, it looked like Ethan Hammond had that one, and I might have miscalled it when I said it was on a line to him. He was ranging back, but just couldn't get a glove to it in time. That one drops down for a stand-up double from Mackie Abroda. That's going to bring up the designated hitter, Ryan Riho, and a big swing and a miss. He's trying to go yard.
He was aiming for Kathleen Street, but that's for sure.
No doubt about it.
Royals 0-2 in the contest. A pair of groundouts to Garrett Takamatsu at first base.
He's looking to snap the streak here with this at bat, but again, swinging for the fences, trying to clear the deepest part of Hastings, but nothing going, finds nothing but air. Count up to 0-2 now. Jacob Cush gets set. And delivers Riho, fouls that one back, stays alive. In their only other meeting this season, the Barrie Baycats beat the Royals 5-3 here at Hastings on June the 4th. This now just their second meeting of the season so far.
Well, the Royals have got a couple trips up to Barrie very soon.
Won't be long before we see the rematch. Riho fouls that one back again. Plenty of force behind it. Rattling the plexiglass. But stays alive. Count remains 0-2. Cush gets a sign he likes, checks in on Mackie Abroda, and delivers, and Riho, same old story, different pitch, fouls it off again.
Fifth foul ball by Rio in this at bat.
The fans now rallying behind the home side. The Kingdom getting loud in support of Jacob Cush. Cush gets set. Sees a sign he likes from Del Rosario and delivers. And that one by Rio into right field. Held onto by David Stanley. The throw. He's got an absolute cannon. He would have got Mackie Abroda out if Mackie Abroda had turned the corner at third, but for the Baycats, it's now runners on the corners. And
Stanley's throw is right on the money.
Dino Ramel out to chat with Cush. He's had a fantastic night, but that pitch count.
Looking at the bullpen to see if his reliever is ready.
Yeah, his pitch count was high early on, and it has only continued to climb. The Baycats doing what they can to get the absolutely fantastic Cush out of this one, but that will not be the end of his night. Reliever's still warming up for the Royals, so looks like manager Dino Ramel's got enough confidence in Cush, and Cush has got enough confidence in himself to perhaps wrap up this sixth inning, or the top of the sixth, I should say. Second baseman Royce Ando up. And despite Joseph Del Rosario's best efforts to bring it back down into the zone, that was most certainly a ball. Count 1-0 now. High again with the fastball, 2-0 the count. Mackie Abroda at third. Ryan Riho up at first. The Royals not too worried about a bunt attempt. Defense playing pretty much in their usual spots. Kush delivers the 2-0. No question about it. A strike down the middle of the plate. 2-1 now the count.
There's going to be a lot more success on the outer half than he has on the inner half tonight. So maybe Rosario and Kush just going back out there.
Now Rosario gets set as Kush delivers a mean heater. Count even at 2. 1 out, runners at the corners for second baseman Roy Sando. Kush, after shaking off the first one, gets a sign he likes and delivers that one inside right at the knees of Ando. Looks like he was trying to catch that inside corner down and in, but nothing going. Now a full count. The dueling chants of Let's Go Royals, Let's Go Baycats start up once again. And that one high. And you can see Joseph Del Rosario telling Kush to settle down, settle in, as he walks Ando, and that'll bring up third baseman Adam Odd. Odd was a first-team All-Star last year, 7-year vet in the league. Odd having the best season in terms of an average, 183 heading into tonight's game, but 11 RBIs on the season so far. First one, a fastball down and in, much to the delight of the Baycats fans. They may be few in number, but they are loud in voice. Plenty of enthusiasm from them tonight, and dueling chants. It's all in good fun. You love to hear it. You love to see it. As Kush gets set to deliver the 1-0. High again. And he's looking a little shaken up. I mean, usually it takes a little bit of time for him to get going, but to face this kind of struggle in the 6th inning after already giving up a run. (2-0) count against Odd. Another mean fastball in on the corner. 2-1 the count. As Adam Odd gets set, bases are loaded. But the Royals not trying to stop a bunt situation. They want to turn a double play and get out of this jam. As Odd pops that one back, LaRue chasing after it, catches it. He's going to attempt to gun down Maciabroda, and he thinks better of it. Maciabroda, I do mean, heads back to third. Bases are still loaded for the left fielder, Ricky Phillips, but
it's a great defensive play by LaRue on that catch.
Yeah, fantastic.
Immediately to keep the runner where it was. The throw didn't have to be accurate as long as you just see the motion coming back in here. Going to hit the stop sign on at third.
And it was shallow left center, kind of right in between. Ethan Hammond was chasing after it, but it was Brando LaRue who got there in time, and he got that on target. He most likely would have gotten Maciabroda out if the Baycats first baseman had chanced it. First pitch to Ricky Phillips inside. 1-0 the count. Couple Baycats fans showing support for their team. Like we said, their enthusiasm has been only matched by the young fans of the Royals. As that fastball inside, 1-1. Phillips gets set. Bases are still loaded with 2 outs. Fouls that one back, 1-2. Phillips hasn't exactly been patient. I mean, we've seen Kush, he's been struggling a little bit with the control, but Phillips he's swinging to go yard. He's swinging to at least get a hit. But it has not paid off. Count up to 1-2 and a chance for the Royals to get out of the jam, giving up only just 1 run. And they do exactly that. Jacob Cush, a beautiful fastball right down the middle. Ricky Phillips still trying to go yard for some reason. Swings and misses. The Royals give up a run but get out of a bases loaded jam as we head into the bottom of the 6th inning. Your Royals up 4-2. Leading off the bottom of the 6th inning here at Hastings will be the third baseman now, Ryosuke Ohashi. Connor Morrow checked into the game, of course, moved over to second base, replacing Mark Nellis at third. So it's Ohashi that drifts over to the third base side. As Hilliard gets set, first pitch right down the middle. A fastball in an 0-1 count.
Ohashi is 1 for 3 in the contest. Doesn't have a run scored. He's got a single. Reached on base all 3 times, but was recorded with on-fielder's choices.
Ando flips that to Maki Abroda.
I think I just willed him out of there. It's now
yeah.
1 for 4. Sorry, Rio. Sorry, Mr. Ohashi-san. 4-3 goes to put it 1 away.
1 away for right fielder David Stanley.
He came up with an absolute missile to throw home in the last half inning.
Came up big and fouls that one back. Looks like it came off his hands.
I don't know, the hands are right off the handle.
The handle, yeah, because it made a bit
really
of a
like a
clunk.
pop.
Yeah.
It's like a sound than anything else.
There you go.
There you go.
Anyone out there, if you're listening, if you need baseball sound effects, Neil Srivastawa is your man.
I blame Police Academy growing up. Have you ever seen those movies?
A little before my time,
yeah,
but
a little bit. But it's put on your recommended list. Watch the first one, anyways, and watch the guy that does all the sound effects. It's just absolutely hilarious. But mind you, it's not appropriate for kids. So don't let the teenagers, well, my kids, like the 9-year-old and the 13-year-old, watch that one yet.
Fair enough. I'll add that one to my list. Maybe watch it when I get home after this game is done, but still plenty of game left to be played. That ball outside. Count now up to 3-0 against David Stanley. 3-1, yep. You got me.
As it was Jacob Chappelle, who was our producer tonight, who got everybody.
That one splits the shortstop and the third baseman into left field. That'll be a stand-up single for the right fielder, David Stanley.
Number 4, Garrett.
That'll bring up first baseman Garrett Takamatsu. And I want to go back to that. David Stanley got all of that pitch, and Hernandez and Odd both couldn't get to it in time. Left fielder Ricky Phillips did catch it, but we mentioned before, once that ball hits the outfield grass, it really dies down. So Phillips had to come in. No chance at a double. He got there in time, but the damage already done. A 1-out single for Stanley.
City of Guelph has done such a great job of keeping this field in playable condition, especially with all the rain we've gotten. So
Oh, absolutely.
it's just a matter. They're gonna probably have to send the crew out here again this week just to cut the grass in the outfield a little bit, because it is a little higher than it should be, as you can kind of see in different places in the infield.
Yeah, no disrespect. They've been doing an absolutely fantastic job. That ball gets loose from Hayden Jaco, and David Stanley, no trouble at all, will advance standing up to second base. So now a runner on second, 2 strikes against him for Garrett Takamatsu.
Takamatsu is 0 for 2 in the contest. Doesn't have a walk and a run scored in the 3rd inning. Struck out swinging his last time up.
The cleanup hitter gets set against Hilliard. That ball away, but Jaco doing a great job to cover it, to block the ball.
Just was able to read that one off the hand and off the release point there, and dove out to the far side of the other batter's box.
I mean, his offensive numbers speak for themselves, but his defensive skills haven't been talked about as much as they should have.
No.
One of the reasons why he's an early candidate for MVP, that one in the dirt. Count up to 2-2 now on Takamatsu. Hillier has struggled with control off the breaking ball. I mean, his fastball has been lights out fantastic so far, coming out of the bullpen. But Hillier, that breaking ball, he keeps going back to it, and it is not working for him. As Takamatsu fouls that one off to stay alive.
The crowd is now very vocal right down in front of us here.
Yep, you can hear the 1 or 2 Baycats fans who have stayed vocal all game long.
I heard Baycats fans that took the bus down, I'm sure. My hat's off to them. It's the 6th inning. They're still going.
Yeah. It's a pretty close game. Still lots to play for. And still plenty of baseball left to be played. As Hillier's 2-2 pitch fouled off once again by Takamatsu stays alive, and the fans really getting behind them.
It looks like we have both the Baycats announce team here as well, the Baycats TV crew. Saw Julius Hearn running around with a camera, and Ben Davies been up here saying hi a couple times as well. So it's great to see those guys made the trip down. Those guys do a great job in Barrie.
Yeah, great stuff. As Takamatsu, great stuff from him. Lines that one out to center field. Ijo, the diving catch. Excellent stuff from him as well.
That's nothing new for Superman out there. Like, he just goes flat out and finds new ways to get through it. Takamatsu gets ripped off on that. What should have been an easily single at least.
That may have scored Stanley. He's got some wheels, but alas, 'twas not to be. Kenise Ijo just made it look effortless. Credit where credit is due.
Oh, no. And it looks like we got a pinch hitter in here. Nope, no, we don't. Just looks like they're going to give him the free pass here, or they're just waiting for him to. Oh, I guess he has to get a different bat.
Looks like it, and he's taking off his equipment. No, that is an intentional walk for Josh Garden.
I was trying to figure out what's going on. Why is his bat way over there? And it's just like, okay, he's just taking off his gear.
Number 10, Andy Leader.
And
That's not Leader.
that is not Andy Leader. That is most likely Connor Morrow.
That's
shaking
Connor
his
Morrow.
head. That is definitely Connor Morrow. He reached base last time up. Almost scored, but maybe looking to right those wrongs here in the bottom of the 6th. Takes the first pitch, called a strike. 0-1 the count.
Connor Morrow wearing number 10.
Morrow, a big grin on his face.
Well, we got it right.
We got there eventually.
Don't blame Barks. He's reading it off the sheet. It has Leader as number 10. So
Yeah, that's what I thought too initially. I was calling Leader for pretty much all the at-bat, but it is, in fact, Connor Morrow.
rocking out to Fly Me to the Moon by Frank Sinatra now. I like it.
Yeah, great pick. An 0-2 count against him. Runner on first. and second, 2 outs.
Well, thanks for letting us know, Tammy. I didn't know that. I thought that some of the fans were coming down on the bus because they all came in the same area. They must have all just drove behind the bus.
It really seemed like it. Like, you had a bunch of Royals fans. The Baycats hadn't shown up yet. And then, boom, within the span of like 2-3 minutes, you had the Baycats out there warming up. You had the fans filling the stands. Really did seem like they traveled together. That's Hillier's next pitch. Inside, right at the toes of Connor Morrow. 2-2 now the count.
Of course, the running joke with Jonathan Salazzo with the Maple Leafs was he survived his first bus trip in 14 years. As the Maple Leafs usually don't take buses anymore.
Really?
But they finally took a bus to Chatham-Kent last weekend.
Whew.
I was going to make a fake meme post after Mark safe from the Maple Leaf bus trip in 2024.
Turn it into a T-shirt. I survived the Maple Leafs bus trip of 2024. That pitch from Hillier outside. 3-2 the count. A full count against Connor Morrow. 2 outs. Runners on first and second here in the bottom of the 6th. Hillier's next pitch smacked up the middle by Connor Morrow. That'll cash in one. David Stanley charging home. Josh Garden in safely to third. And that's a stand-up RBI single for Connor Morrow. I almost said Andy Leader again. Almost said Andy Leader, but thank you, Neil.
No worries.
Regardless of who it was, RBI single. The Royals have increased their lead, now up 5-2. And Josh Garden, you think despite his size, despite the many, many muscles, he wouldn't be able to move as fast as he can, but
he's got some wheels. He always has.
Going from first to second on what was a pretty shallow single. Ijo got the throw in, but not in time. That'll bring up left fielder Ethan Hammond. First pitch, a fastball called, second pitch called a fastball. 0-2 now the count.
We'll have to make sure we show you the Jackfish bush when they're here. That's all custom painted now, too. It's got the Jackfish logos and blazons on it.
And the way they've been playing, they can definitely afford that.
Yep. They're, of course, here Tuesday night. Game time is 7:30.
Should be a big, fun, exciting matchup.
It wasn't my best segue there, but it did work.
Hey, it worked, yeah.
It's not quite a Dylan Baker or a Noah Smith segue, but I'll take it. I'll work with it. 2-1 is the count now. 2 balls, 1 strike.
2 balls, 1 strike. Okay.
That was for Eric, who's running the scoreboard tonight.
Eric's done a great job. He was the one who alerted us that it was, in fact, Connor Morrow and not Andy Leader, despite the fact that I keep thinking it's Andy Leader. And a big swing and a miss there by Ethan Hammond. Now the count is up, even at 2 balls, 2 strikes for the young left fielder.
Hammond has got no official plate appearance, well, no official bat tonight. He's got a trio of walks so far.
He's been very patient, but swinging a lot in this at-bat. Takes that one outside. Now a full count, 2 outs. Runners at the corners for Hammond here in the bottom of the 6th.
Tomorrow will be breaking on the pitch home. Garten will be staying put. Actually, yeah, he'll be staying put. At least till it's hit and play here.
And Morrow looking to stay out of the fielder's choice. That one inside, but called a strike by home plate umpire Chris Walters. Hammond not a fan of that call, nor are the Royals fans, but the call's made. It is what it is. The Royals leave runners stranded at the corners, but they do cash in a run. We head into the 7th inning. Royals up 5-2. Back here for the top of the 7th, and let's take a look at the Rawlings out-of-town scoreboard.
Okay, of course, this afternoon in Brantford, the Welland Jackfish came back from being down 6-1 in the 9th inning to win that ball game, 8-7.
Talk about a comeback.
That's how I spent my afternoon. I was just flabbergasted when I left the ball time. I was like, I don't know what I just saw, but they woke up the Jackfish at the wrong time. Of course, at Dominico Field, the Hamilton Cardinals doubled up on the Toronto Maple Leafs 10-5. The Kitchener Panthers won Game 1 of the doubleheader 14-4, and leading this one, Game 2, 2-1 in the top of the 6th inning. As Wes Johnston takes over on the hill for the Royals here to start the 7th inning against the Baycats. Royals leading this one 5-2.
A great evening on the mound for Jacob Cush. Powered through the 6th. And now the ball's into the hands of Wes Johnston here for the 7th. 18 years old, the Toronto native, a sophomore at Paris Junior College. Hasn't had the best season statistically. 11.57 ERA, 3 strikeouts as he gets a big swing and a miss there from Kanice Ijo. But despite the numbers being the way they are, if Dino Ramel trusts him enough to follow up on that fantastic performance from Jacob Cush, I mean, there's a reason he's doing it. As Ijo fouls that one back, stays alive. 0-2 the count. Johnson shakes off the first sign, gets something he likes from Joseph Del Rosario, and delivers. And despite Del Rosario's best efforts to put his glove in the zone, Chris Walters saw otherwise, calls that a ball. And
not sure if that's from the Royals bench or from further down the line here or this side of it, but there was somebody all over the umpire on that call.
Oh, and Johnston is going to plunk Ijo right on the shoulder. He's a little shaken up, and he'll trot on over to first. That'll bring up Brandon Hernandez. He's been fantastic in his first ever IBL game. Got a single in the first, stole a base, and then came around to score. And has had multiple fantastic defensive plays. Of course, that diving catch to put out Brando LaRue earlier in the game. He's been having a pretty solid start to his IBL career.
A very solid start.
A chant of "that's a strike" now breaks out as the fans starting to take issue with the call. I mean, Neil, you said it best at the start of the broadcast. Chris Walters, a vet, he's got a pretty interesting strike zone.
Sometimes it's a little more liberal than it needs to be, but he's fair on both sides for the most part.
Mm-hmm. It's been a pretty even game in terms of the calls, not leaning one way or the other, and something you always love to see as Hernandez takes a big hack at that one. Strike 2. 1-2 now the count.
I gotta get the 4 on one of these batting gloves. Like, they look like old rubber gloves, so, but even Brando LaRue's got a set of them. I know David Alvarez has a set in Brantford too, but they just look like those old dishwashing gloves you'd use.
I know what you mean.
Maybe it's just the color.
It could just be the color. I was just gonna say that.
But that's what they look like. They're like, oh, he's not using palm olive tonight. I don't know why I went there, but I know it was my night to do dishes, so I got off the hook tonight, so I'm okay with that.
Lucky you.
I'm sure words were said when somebody got home, though.
Fouled back again by Hernandez, and Ijo on those last 2 fouls has been running. He has been going for it. 9 stolen bases already this season, an all-star last season, second team. And he is looking to stay out of a double play situation as Hernandez continues to foul off Wes Johnston's best efforts.
Hernandez is definitely going to be one of those hitters that's going to be a troublesome guy to get out for a lot of teams in this league.
Big swing and a miss there. Wes Johnston, no trouble getting him out. Big strikeout to start his outing.
Good job by the Royals there to change the eye level on Hernandez at that pitch. They realized, okay, he's been chasing some high pitches here. So let's work our way up the ladder here, and then got him to chase the high fastball out of the zone.
Next up will be the right fielder, Noel McGarry Doyle, batting in the 3-hole tonight. 1 out, runner on first for him as Johnston delivers. Fastball just a bit low. 1-0 the count. Ijo still taking a healthy lead. Still trying to stay out of that double play situation. Johnston could probably try and pick him off if he wants, as McGarry Doyle fouls that one back, evens the count up at 1.
With a young pitcher, you just, you don't want to make him focus too much on a runner at first either, too. So maybe it's just a little bit nerves, a little bit everything else. But okay, I'm in this situation. I'm facing the heart of the Baycats order here. I just got to get outs here. Maybe if I go after the batter, Ijo will just figure himself out and stay kindly at first base.
Fouls that one off again. Does McGarry Doyle?
That was more of an excuse me check swing, just out of self-defense.
Didn't want to go all the way around, but got just enough of it to tip it foul. In the on-deck circle, Hayden Jaco. He's definitely a tough challenge for the young Johnston if he is to get up to bat. Ijo goes again. That one inside. Throw from Del Rosario on to LaRue at second, but called safe. LaRue not a fan of the call, and neither are the Royals Kingdom.
Looks like third base umpire having words with LaRue indicating he was under the tag with his hand motion. The count now 2 balls and 2 strikes on McGarry.
An absolute laser out of the hand of Del Rosario, but call just doesn't go the Royals' way. Now a runner on second, 2-2 the count. Just a bit high despite Del Rosario's best efforts to bring it back down. Now a full count for Noel McGarry Doyle. Just 1 out here in the top of the 7th. McGarry Doyle smacks that one up to Garrett Takamatsu, loses control of it. McGarry Doyle will stop, but it's not enough. Connor Morrow able to recover it, but he saw that Kenice Ijo, so speedy, was rounding third. He was making his way home, and Morrow wasn't going to chance the throw. The Baycats pick up another run here to kick off the 7th inning.
That was a very hard hit ball by Noel McGarry Doyle. Unfortunately, it will go in the scorebook as an error on Garrett Takamatsu. Allows to run to score here.
It doesn't matter if you're Garrett Takamatsu or Paul Goldschmidt. You're not making that play. It was a really hard hit ball and just couldn't get any of it. And Hayden Jaco gets a lot of air on that swing. 0-1 now the count. Noel McGarry Doyle, after the RBI single, almost gets picked off there. Good throw from Wes Johnston, just not in time, but I was about to say he had a pretty decent lead down there at first. Looking to test the young Johnston. See what he's made of, and that throw almost seemed like a warning to him. The breaking ball inside, right at the knees of Hayden Jaco, and he'll take a second. 2 strikes against him. He thought the call was going to go the other way, but Wes Johnson, despite his young age, doing the best he can to paint the corners. Jaco puts that one in play. Morrow flips it on to LaRue at second. Gets the force out, but that'll be all they're able to get. 2 outs and a runner at first.
Jaco reaches on the fielder's choice. Noel McGarry Doyle retired. 4-6 on the force out at second base.
You could see Morrow, his head on a swivel, checking first, checking second, and decides to toss it over to LaRue to get the lead runner.
Exactly, get the lead runner in this situation, keep the runner at first. And maybe trade a slightly slower guy for a speedster going down the baselines here. Not saying Hayden Jaco's slow. But just maybe slightly slower than a normal McGarry Doyle.
Yeah, he's a well-rounded talent, but he's not quite as fast as McGarry Doyle.
A lot of these Baycats are coming up here with these big swings like they're just trying to plant the ball out here. And I think that's been part of their struggle as far as offensively of late too. It's just
they're trying a little too hard to send it yard. As Wes Johnson delivers the 0-2. Flown out to center field. Ashton Patterson chasing after it, but it's Ethan Hammond who he does not catch it. That ball pops loose. He wasn't able to get a grip on it, and Hayden Jaco in to score. The cutoff throw from Brando LaRue not in time. That was a missed call on my part. Hammond had it tracked. He was waving Ashton Patterson off, but that's the second time tonight. Hammond's looked like he's had a good read on it and lost it in the lights.
We're going to give him the double and err on the side of caution on that one until we're told otherwise by somebody on field. Give him the double. Macrobiolio gets the RBI. And it's now a 1-1 ball game.
5-4. Now the score, 2 runs in the inning for the Baycats, and that'll bring up the DH Ryan Riho. Tips that one foul. 0-1 the count. Riho, 7-year vet, 1 homer, 5 RBIs heading into this game. Was one of the many All-Stars last season to come out of the Baycats. Takes that one outside. Evens count up at 1 ball, 1 strike. Broda. Pretty healthy lead over at second as Riho takes a big hack at that one. 1-2, and Wes Johnson chance to get out of the jam without any further damage. Gets a sign he likes from Joseph Del Rosario. Checks on Broda, delivers the coup de grace to Ryan Riho. Joseph Del Rosario with the tag to just make sure to confirm that Riho is out. The Baycats do some damage though, and we've got ourselves a close ball game. Rolls up 5-4.
Hardline drive up the middle. Whoa! Lindor out of nowhere. How did he do that?
That Lindor can play. I don't know about that hair. And don't get me started on those gloves.
I don't know. I kind of like it.
It's time for a revolution. The Ref 1X by Rollins.
It's like, don't eat the fruit, it's plastic.
Back here in the bottom of the 7th.
That's on me, I'm sorry.
Yeah, we're just talking about Neil's moving houses soon. Best of luck with that.
Thank you. Jenny's been the rock star here, to borrow a term I don't usually like using, but she's been the rock through this whole move so far. She knows I've been busy with baseball and work and everything else, and she's now in her vacation mode because she's an EA at a local school here in town. So Miss Parrott is having some fun. We're relaxing around the house and filling boxes up instead.
Great way to spend your time.
Yeah.
All the best.
Thank you.
For you and yours.
That'll be next Monday. Let's get through the week.
Let's get through this game as Joseph Del Rosario chops it back up to Mount Hillier. Lobs it on over to Broda at first, and 1 up, 1 down for the 9-year vet, Hillier.
1-3 goes to put out 1 away here, and Ashton Patterson will be the batter. Patterson's 0 for 2 with a pair of strikeouts. Has walked in the 5th inning.
3 stolen bases, 6 runs heading into this game. As Hillier's first pitch lined into right field by Patterson. He's not waiting around. A stand-up single for him. 1 out single, and that's put a man on first for the shortstop, Brando LaRue, back to the top of the order for the Royals.
LaRue 0 for 2 in the contest, does have a pair of walks, grounded into a 4-3 double play at the end of the 5th inning, and popped up to the shortstop in the 4th.
4 RBIs heading into this game. Now looking to add on to that here in the bottom of the 7th, 1 out. The very speedy Patterson on at first. He's not going, and LaRue tipped his hand, showed signs of a bunt when that one was outside. 1-0 the count. And now Adam Odd recognizes it. He's moved in a bit more.
Yep.
Looking to try and turn the double play and end the inning. A lot sooner than the Royals would have hoped, and
that one ping-ponged off all 3 guys down there.
yeah. 1, 2, 3.
Yep.
And that'll send LaRue up to first base, and that'll bring up the energetic fan favorite third baseman, Ryosuke Ohashi.
The way they came out here in a hurry here, it was just like something's definitely wrong, and we got the trainer coming out too.
Yeah, he's looking to walk out, shake it off. But yeah, it looks like something might be up with Brandon Hillier.
Might have pulled something on that throw. The last pitch anyways, yeah. He's definitely holding on to something there.
Yeah, the delivery was a bit awkward, but yeah, hopefully he'll be all right. We'll step away for a quick moment while this situation gets resolved. All the best to Brandon Hillier. Back here in the bottom of the 7th, we got a new pitcher on the mound for the Barrie Baycats. That'll be number 45, Braden Pakala, the left-handed rookie, throwing a 5.06 ERA, 5 strikeouts in his season so far. Looked like a little bit of an injury for Brandon Hillier, so it'll be up to Pakala to finish off the bottom of the 7th.
He's on the trainer's table down the line here too, so you can see they're definitely trying to work out whatever happened there. Either a cramp or something, a muscle spasm, a muscle pull, something.
Yeah, an awkward landing on his last delivery, but Pakala picking up where Hillier left off. A great strike right in that bottom left corner. 0-1 the count on third baseman Ryosuke Ohashi. The 0-1 misses outside, 1-1 the count. LaRue and Patterson, the runners on base at first and second respectively. 1 out here in the bottom of the 7th. Fastball inside, down and in, 2-1 the count.
Hopefully the audio is restored now, X-Pie. We just had it muted off while we were waiting for the pitcher to get his warm-ups completed. I'm getting a few extra sips of water here and there.
Yeah,
been a
gotta
warm
stay
day.
hydrated.
It's been an awful warm day today.
Big swing and a miss there from Yosuke Ohashi. 2-2 now the count, and I mean, there's only so many things we can talk about.
Yeah.
Got to take the time to rehydrate. Always important,
Very,
especially
very
in
important.
July.
Make sure if you guys have got neighbors that are senior citizens or elderly, you go check on them to make sure they are getting enough water and not spending a lot of time outside in their gardens and overdoing it.
Yeah,
Not mentioning any names there, Rose.
Shots fired live on air.
Yeah.
As Ohashi sends that one just foul up the third base line.
I get that
Stays
you
alive.
guys are retired, but you don't have to make it look like it's just on the front cover of Home Gardener. Come on. Make everybody else in the neighborhood look bad.
Well said, Neil. Well said. And a great reminder, especially with a little mini heat wave sweeping through the GTA. Check on your neighbors, especially if they are seniors. Ohashi sends that one up to second. The Baycats turn the double play. The fans not really liking it, but that's exactly what it was. A double play, a great play by Royce Ando. Flips it, takes it himself to the bag, flips it on to Makiabrota at first, and retire the Royals. They leave 2 stranded as we head into the 8th. Royals still leading 5-4. We've got a pitching change for the Royals here in the top of the 8th. Now taking charge on the rubber, Brandon Deans. The 23-year-old from Mississauga. Stats are a little less than stellar, 12.27 ERA and 10 Ks on the season so far.
Got a little roughed up in Toronto.
That's going to inflate the ERA.
The Bushmen were all over him in the first 2 innings.
But he's looking to keep the Royals in front here. Heading into the latter stages of this game. Big swing and a miss there by Baycats second baseman Royce Ando. Brings the count up to 1-1.
And will be followed by Adam Odd and Ricky Phillips due up in this inning. That one misses inside for a ball. Run counts to 2-1.
Deans taking his time, collecting his breath, and now picks up a big swing and a miss there. Evens the count up at 2.
Alan Ross updating us on that score in Kitchener. The London Kitchener Panthers has broken open the lead. It's now 6-2 London after 6 innings. Reminding everybody that there's only a 7-inning ball game.
A double header happening over there, but still plenty of game left to be played here at Hastings. And Brandon Deans, 1 batter, 1 strikeout so far in this inning. And based on that one, I mean, it's a small sample size, but a sample size nonetheless. He's really on tonight.
He definitely is.
That'll bring up third baseman Adam Odd. Odd, 7-year vet and former All-Star. Looking to get the Baycats at the very least tied up or back in the lead.
So you got the Jackfish at 18-4. London and Barrie fighting for 2nd and 3rd respectively. Guelph and Hamilton duking it out for 4th and 5th. And Brantford is slowly creeping up the standings.
2 pitches is all it takes for Brandon Deans to send down Adam Odd. He rounds that one right into the waiting glove of Connor Morrow. Flips it on Takamatsu at first. And it's 2 up, 2 down for the Royals here in the top of the 8th. 2 up, 2 down for the Baycats, I should say. Fastball.
Ricky Phillips takes ball 1 inside here. Words be hard at this time of night.
That ball gets away from Del Rosario, but no one on base, so no harm, no foul.
As we're approaching the 3-hour mark of this ball game.
What started out as a pitcher's duel has quickly turned into an offensive explosion. 5-4 the score with the Royals still in the lead as Brandon Deans gets the call he was looking for. A fastball right in on the hands of Ricky Phillips. Count up to 2-1 now.
Phillips calls time. He just doesn't feeling something with his equipment as he readjusted the batting gloves. And steps back into the box now.
Whatever you got to do, he makes the most of that timeout, and Brandon Deans makes the most of the time he was given. Catches his breath, gets a good sign from Del Rosario, and now the count up to 2-2 after that beautiful strike. There you go. Brandon Deans, have yourself a night. 3 up, 3 down for the young reliever. And the Royals head in to the bottom of the 8th, still up 5-4. Back here at David E. Hastings Stadium. If you're just joining us, this is the bottom of the 8th inning. I'm Joshua Alderman. He's Neil Shrivastava. And this is David Stanley up to bat.
Stanley's having quite the night here as after taking over for J.D. Williams. 3 for 3 with a pair of runs. Maybe we should rethink the player of the game, not vote we just threw it here because I didn't look at Stanley's numbers. Oops, sorry, David. Can we call Eli back up here, please?
Yeah, there's plenty of players on this Royals roster who are having themselves quite the night. Stanley, he's going to fly that one out to right field. No trouble at all for Noel McGarry-Doyle. Barely moves his feet and makes the catch. Rookie reliever Braden Pakala staying in for the Baycats here in the 8th. That'll bring up the cleanup hitter, Garrett Takamatsu. Takamatsu, 3 home runs, 14 RBIs on the season so far.
Thank you for that text message. He will not be named because I don't want to reveal my sources. I don't want it to cost me more beers here.
We're not going to say who, but they are right in saying that Neil is the hardest working man in the IBL. It's Takamatsu. Now 2 strikes against him, 0-2 the count. Neil may very well be the most hardworking man in independent baseball.
We're just trying to help out wherever we can.
Takamatsu takes that one outside, 1-2 the count. Pakala gets set, delivers. Takamatsu fouls that one back, stays alive. Almost a check swing.
Yep, I hit the screen a little bit and bumped the camera behind home plate. Don't adjust your sets at home. It wasn't you guys. We're not having earthquakes. It's just unfortunate how the camera sits up at home plate and it sets up against the netting here. Gets a little bumped when the camera when the screen hits.
Adds to the excitement.
Yeah.
You can really feel the power of a foul ball.
Thankfully, so far, touch wood, 2 years with those cameras, nothing's gotten hit with it yet. It's gotta last me another year. They did release a new model of them, though, but they're so expensive, I just can't justify the cost.
Fair enough. Cameras are pretty tough, and so is Garrett Takamatsu, staying alive in this battle between him and Pakala. Now a full count. 1 out, no runners on, and the Royals still up 5-4 here in the bottom of the 8th. Takes that one high. A fastball right in on the hands, and Takamatsu will walk it out. And that'll bring up the designated hitter, the mania himself, alive and well, Josh Garton.
I've seen a lot more guys on the Royals wearing those Garton Mania shirts. Somebody's making a small
fortune, yeah.
Small fortune off a little pocket change here.
I gotta know where I can get me one of those.
I know a guy.
A man of many connections.
Yeah. That's the guy to your right, by the way.
There you go.
There you go.
That one inside and hit Josh Garton.
I'm hoping Josh
south of the border.
Just hoping Josh had something on.
Yep.
Oh, maybe it was off his elbow.
Oh.
That one.
Trainer coming out to check on him.
Regardless, somebody will be taking their base for Garton or Garton himself.
Mm-hmm. Yep. It was on the hand. Yeah, he looks to be in a little bit of pain here. Oh, he's taking off his batting gloves. Dino Ramel chatting with home plate umpire. Looking to buy Josh Garton some time.
Looks like he's just taking it off very gingerly here and looking like he wants to stay in this ballgame.
Yeah, he's going to stay in. Toughing it out and getting a big round of applause.
Yeah,
from the Royals Kingdom.
That arm is still kind of.
He's still, yeah.
And now we got a mound visit coming out here too, so. It's okay. We got Frank Sinatra serenading us in the ballpark now.
Serenading Connor Morrow as he makes his way up to the dish, but of course a mound visit first. Yeah, Garten still looks a little shaken up, trying to walk off whatever's been bothering him. And it looks like the Barrie Baycats are going to be making a pitch and change. That's all for the rookie reliever, Braden Pakula. And we'll be right back with more Royals action next. Back here in the bottom of the 8th. New pitcher on the mound for the Baycats is number 12, Brad Grieveson, the righty in his 4th year with the Baycats. 5 strikeouts, 1 win, 2 saves on the season so far. 11.36 ERA coming out of the bullpen. And his first pitch to Connor Morrow, just a bit outside. Tried for the corner and missed. 1-0 the count.
He's probably the most easily recognizable guy in the league. With apologies to Norman in Brantford. They both rock the big beards. They should make a cover band for ZZ Top.
And fit right in.
Yep.
One the count, 1 out. Runners on first and second for Connor Morrow. He's patient. He'll take that one. Count now up to 2-1.
So everybody else is at his home that's confused. That's usually Andy Leader's number. I think we're guessing Morrow left his jersey at home. Or his jersey wasn't in the pile today or something when the laundry got put back through. So
something happened, yeah. Could have been because the Royals aren't playing in the white jerseys. They're going with blue.
Yeah, and it just could have been, oh, I brought the wrong jersey, so now I got to borrow somebody else's.
As Connor Morrow, not Andy Leader, smacks a single to right field. McGarry Doyle unable to hold on to it. Garten's heading for a third. Oh, Garten takes a spill at third, makes it back to the bag in time. An RBI double for Connor Morrow, and Garten, yeah.
Both arms tonight.
I was going to say, if one arm wasn't causing him issues already. Rough stuff there. But Takamatsu comes in to score Connor Morrow. A stand-up double for him. And that's put The Royals up now 6-4 here in the bottom of the 8th. That'll bring up left fielder Ethan Hammond, 22-year-old from Toronto. Had himself a pretty good night so far. Some good defensive plays. Gotten on base more than a few times, and the Baycats defense now pushing in, trying to get any kind of bunt, try and knock the ball down, but I mean, that kind of leaves them open to any bloop singles, anything that goes over their heads. That could most definitely score too. It's, you got to imagine it's a calculated risk for the Barrie Baycats.
Well, they're just trying to keep it down in front of them to keep the runner there, and I don't know if they took another misstep over there. I'm not sure he blew a tire out on these cleats he's got on or what, because
stumbles again.
maybe he's just got some mud collection or something.
Yeah, you can see he's kicking off his cleats down there at third. And now down on all fours. One of the most interesting leadoffs we've ever seen. As Hammond fouls that one off, 0-2. Garten at third, Connor Morrow at second with a very healthy lead. That ball inside, a good take from Ethan Hammond. Count up to 1-2 now, 1 out. Runners at third and second. Royals lead by 2. As Greaveson gets set and delivers again. Inside, the ball gets loose. Garten? Oh, he's not going to chance it. A missed opportunity for the Royals, but I mean, Garten has had some base running issues, so maybe the right choice on his part.
I just don't think he saw it. I think he saw that Jaco was looking forward. I didn't think it was gone that far down behind him, because Jaco did a good sell job there, too.
Like, it was a wild pitch from Greaveson. But Jaco, yeah, to his credit, kind of sold it as no trouble here. The 2-2 fouled off again. Another ball lost to the branches of the trees here at Hastings.
I remember when we planted those trees many years ago. Jeez.
Many, many moons ago.
Yeah. I do believe they all have plaques for various reasons. The Ontario Summer Games is one of them. One of them is to a bunch of the volunteers at the ballpark that were members of baseball in Guelph who are no longer with us. And I believe there is one out there for Billy Craven as well, who was the head of baseball in Guelph and the unofficial mayor of the city of Hastings Stadium.
Plenty of heritage here at Hastings. Two and two the count on Hammond. Greaveson delivers again inside. And not, I don't mean this to sound like a shot, but a good sell job from Ethan Hammond. That one looked like it might have been inside on the plate, but well done by Ethan Hammond to sell that as a ball, and it's a ball he receives. Full count for him. Fouls it back.
8 pitches into the at-bat here. He's trying to win another battle. He does a really good job of working counts. He's been, every at-bat, you look at the line score, the only one he didn't get a full count pitch was the 4-pitch walk he got in the 5th inning.
He's very patient, and he can be a problem for opposing pitchers. He knows when to swing, when to not, and likes to drag out those at-bats. Fouls it off again and stays alive once more. Baycats infielders still playing in. Machiabroda, Ando, Hernandez, and Odd all looking to stop a potential bunt situation. Connor Morrow with half a mile's lead as once again Ethan Hammond, different pitch, same story, fouls it off. Count remains 3-2.
I believe we're at 11 pitches into the at-bat now. I have to do the math, even though the symbol's in the corner here on the score sheet, but we're at 11.
Smacks that one right up the middle. That's going to be a single for Hammond. Connor Morrow going for the plate. He's down in time. Ethan Hammond goes for two. A sliding 1 out, 2 RBI double for Ethan Hammond.
It'll actually be a single and advancing on the throw at second base, but give them the 2 RBIs, and the Royals have increased their lead. It's now 8-4. It's a great at bat by Ethan Hammond to finally win the war and almost put it back up through the wickets at Brad Grieveson.
Yeah, you could definitely tell, at the very least, a single to shallow center would most certainly cash in Josh Garten, despite his base running troubles. He got in there, but credit to Connor Morrow, turned the Jets on, hit the nos, rounded the corner, made it to home, just beating out the throw from Kines Ajo. And then Hayden Jaco picked up on the fact that Hammond, who's pretty speedy in his own right, was making a break for second, but the throw just not in time. 2 RBI single for Hammond. Up to bat, catcher Joseph Del Rosario. Count up to 2-1 on him. Still only 1 out here in the bottom of the 8th. Fastball in on the hands of Del Rosario, called a strike by Chris Walters. Count even at 2 balls, 2 strikes.
Final is in official in now. Panthers did win, swept the doubleheader with the London Majors. Majors have now lost 3 in a row. So the standings look at this. Welland's at 18-4 to lead the standings. Barrie, pending the outcome of the standings, are in second place now at 13-7. Royals are right on their heels at 11-7. Majors dropped to 14-9. Hamilton Cardinals are in 5th place at 11-10. Panthers are now 9-14, have won 5 in a row.
They were on quite a hot streak as of late.
Yep.
Really picking up the pace, and
of course
it wasn't that long ago. They were bottom of the league.
They were bottom of the league, and I was fully expecting them to be, making some changes, maybe sending some imports home come All-Star break, just to save some money.
Yeah,
So now you got the Panthers in, you got the Brantford Red Sox who dropped another one here. They've lost 3 in a row now. They're 8-15, so did the Chattanooga Barnstormers. The Maple Leafs, unfortunately, have now lost 4 in a row. They're in the 9th spot and on the verge of not making the playoffs.
Rosario grounds that one over to Ando, advances the runner, but gets out himself. That'll bring up center fielder Ashton Patterson, the Roadrunner, as he's known. Del Rosario did what he had to do, and he has been absolutely fantastic. A contender for player of the game. Couple RBIs, a sacrifice bunt.
Yep.
He's been a real team player all night long. Brings up Ashton Patterson, first pitch, a fastball in on his hands. 1-0 the count. Fouls it back, evens the count at 1-1. Brad Grieveson usually rock solid as a reliever, sometimes even as a closer for the Barrie Baycats, but he's looked a little shaky on the mound here in the bottom of the 8th. Looking to limit the damage as the Royals now up. They've doubled up on the Baycats, up 8-4 now, and a big swing and a miss by Ashton Patterson. 2-2 the count, 2 outs. Ethan Hammond at third. Infielders playing back. Grieveson delivers, just a bit outside. Now a full count for the young center fielder. A product of the Guelph Griffins, looking to make an impact, and the only impact made was the ball hitting Hayden Jaco's glove. Swing and a miss. Patterson sent down. The Royals leave a runner stranded, but score 3 runs. Royals up 8-4, heading into the top of the 9th. And now we enter what could potentially be the final half inning of the game. Top 9, top of the lineup. Up for the Barrie Baycats, Kenise Ijo facing off against Brandon Deans, who stays in the game. I mean, he was absolutely lights out last inning. 3 up, 3 down. He's really hot right now.
He definitely is. Looking to close this one out and get to notch his save of the potentially.
Good breaking ball in on the corner there. 0-1 the count.
Of course, it is a 4-run lead, but he did come into the ball game with just a 1-run lead, so he's not held accountable for the Royals scoring 3 more runs to help him out in his cause here. Has a little bit of a cushion, so as long as he gets through the inning without giving up 4 runs, he still qualifies for the save.
Deans delivers the 0-2. Inside. Narrowly missed Kenise Ijo there.
Dean's one of these pitchers not afraid to go inside on these batters.
Mm-hmm. Fouls.
Okay, now you got me flinching on that one. Dylan Baker's rubbing off on everybody. We love you, Dylan.
Yep. A name to look out for in the future. And so is Brandon Deans as he wheels and delivers. A ball inside, 2-2. Ready? Kenise Ijo gets all of that. Ashton Patterson ranging back. Not too much trouble for him. Records the out there. Just 2 outs remaining for the Barrie Baycats to turn things around. Ijo got, bat to ball, got some good contact there, some good power behind his swing, but
just a little too far underneath it.
Mm-hmm. Patterson got there in time. 1 up, 1 down so far. Here in the top of the 9.
You definitely see there's either a light ball out in left center or right center field or something, because it's just a lot darker on the outfield there than it should be.
Seems like a few different sections of the outfield, not quite as illuminated as they should be. But Brandon Deans illuminating the strike zone with some absolutely fantastic pitches. That one grounded up towards Brando LaRue, loses control of it, able to get it in time to prevent Braden Hernandez going any further, but single's a single. Runner on base now for Noel McGarry Doyle.
These fans have been persistent.
Oh, they've
all
been
through 9 innings.
So fantastic. Despite the fact that it's almost 11 p.m., still so much enthusiasm and energy. And, of course, you had dueling chance of strike him out.
They stop at the 7-Eleven and get
NMD.
like those 5-hour energy drinks on both sides here, or what? Like, oh my goodness.
5-hour J, a couple freezies, however you got to get through the game. It's been an action-packed one up to this point.
I'll just stick to my Gatorade and water. I want to sleep tonight.
Whatever does the trick. McGarry Doyle's worked himself into a 1-1 count here. Check swing. Did he go around?
Yes, he did. Send
Yes,
the
he
plate
did.
umpire.
1-2 now on the Baycats right fielder. Hernandez will be running, trying to stay out of a double play situation. Swing and a miss with the glove by Ohashi. Just couldn't get it down in time and took an awkward bounce off of the infield grass. So
I think even if he comes up cleanly with that baseball, I don't think he's got to play it first.
yeah, McGarry Doyle, like he was shot out of a cannon, straight up the first base line. And if you're a Royals fan, you might want to cover your ears and look away, because it's Hayden Jaco up to the plate. Jaco leads the league heading into this game with a .377 average, 3 home runs, 10 RBIs heading into the game, and Brandon Deans putting him on notice.
Of course, we saw 2 consecutive hitting streaks go by the wayside yesterday. Both Seth Strong's and Caden Cardoso's 20-game hitting streak went out by the wayside. Both of them went 0 for 4 in their contests. I felt bad when I was talking to Seth this morning. I was like, I hope I didn't jinx you, because when I posted that graphic, it was just like, looked at the line score the next morning and went, oh, man.
The announcer jinx strikes again.
Yes, or even just the social media jinx.
1-1. Jaco grounds it up to Morrow. Morrow bobbles. Grabs it in time to hold Hernandez at third, but now the bases are loaded with just one out, and that'll bring up the first baseman, Nolan Maciabrota.
Manager Dino Romel coming out to have a chat with Brandon Deans here, probably just to
settle him down.
Settle him down, maybe tell him a couple of jokes, get him laughing. Just, hey, your defense is going to get you out of this one eventually. We promise.
Yeah, no one up in the bullpen just yet. And the way Deans has been working, I mean, he deserves to stay in, see this one through.
Bases loaded here, ground ball away from getting out of this inning here. As long as it doesn't take a funny hop on somebody.
The Baycats down by 4. Royals leading 8-4. Here in the top of the ninth, one out. Bases are loaded for Nolan Maciabrota. The rookie comes into this game, 3 home runs, 10 RBIs.
He's got 2 more RBIs on the contest, a pair of doubles. Struck out swinging and popped up in foul territory in the 4th. Deans would love a ground ball here just to get out of this one.
Or a swing and a miss, and asking you shall receive. 0-1 now the count against Maciabrota. Fans rallying behind the home side. Kingdom letting their voices be heard. Maciabrota fouls that one off. Pretty far out. Probably cleared the beer garden.
Yep. Probably on the top of the arena rooftop now.
Dean's not wasting any time and gets the swing and a miss. Mound visit does its job. Maciabrota looking back at the umpire like he's questioning something, but there's no question. He
swung at all 3 pitches.
Oh, yeah. There's nothing to argue about except the fact that Brandon Deans is having a fantastic night.
Ryan Rijo coming to bat here with the bases loaded, representing the last chance for the Baycats. I still get nervous when this guy steps to the plate.
Fastball down. 1 ball, no strikes. I mean, the real argument is Brandon Deans going to get player of the game? Rijo fouls that one back, evens the count up at 1-1. Fans showing their support for Brandon Deans. Big swing and a miss there. And it all comes down to this. Rijo swings and misses. 1-2 count. Bases loaded. 2 outs here. Rijo swings and misses. See you later, Brandon Deans. He's fired up. He's loving it. The crowd's loving it. And the Royals shut the door, get out of the jam. Fans are loving it. And the players, big smiles all around.
And this is one of those ball games the Guelph Royals needed to win here if they want to stay in the conversation anyways atop the standings in the Intercounty. They had to come in here and they faced Cesar Rosardo, one of the best pitchers in the league, arguably, one of the best pitchers on the Baycats staff as well, behind Frank Garces and everything else. So it was an opportunity for the young kids on this team to show what they can do, and they stepped up and rose to the challenge here.
I mean, what more needs to be said? It looked like they were done for after the first inning. Gave up an early run, did Jacob Cush. J.D. Williams got ejected early on. But it was the 3rd inning. Things turned around. 4 runs off of one of the league's best pitchers in Rosado. And it was smooth sailing from there. The Royals, with the comeback, fight to stay in the battle for a top spot in the IBL. They take this one 8-4. Any last thoughts, Neil?
Just a heck of a ball game. Great pitching from both sides in the early stages, and then the Royals' bats came alive when they needed to.
I couldn't have said it better myself. Unfortunately, that's going to do it for tonight's ball game and tonight's broadcast. So on behalf of our fantastic crew, our producer, Jacob Chappelle, and the man to my left, the one and only Neil Srivastava, I'm Joshua Alderman saying goodbye and good night until Tuesday when your Royals take on the Welland Jackfish. First pitch at 7:30 p.m. We'll see you then.